it's not about the fuck word itself. It's about the execution of the fuck word, you know?
No, lucid. It's like when other people do it, it's not funny. When I do it, it's hilarious. That's the mindset of every single person who is using the swear words as a comedic relief.
I think that the word is not funny for the most part in most situations. It's just like the word is. It can. Oh my gosh! I hear myself. Also, we're live. For the most part, in most. I hear myself like very loud. Just like there we go. Yeah, I don't think fuck is very funny. You know, I'm drawing my line in the sand. I don't think the fuck word is very funny.
I wouldn't use it so much if I thought it was funny, because then I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta save that.
Yeah, that's.
I use it as a filler word basically when I like can't think of anything.
I don't know why, but every single time, and now that we're talking about the F word, I just hear the text-to-speech AI voice from last week just swearing.
That was amazing. I forgot about that. That shit was great.
I don't know. I still have in my head this kind of opinion that no, you cannot transfer emotions through AI. No, you cannot emphasize anything when using the text-to-speech. But just include some bad, funny words in the middle just for lols.
Like in the text to speech would always like pause super badly between each between all of them as well, which was.
But you kind of have to admit it's kind of a charm of it as well.
It's a little charming. It's just, you know, when you're delivering opinions that I think are dumb, it makes it a little bit worse.
I mean, I assume you haven't watched him, but there's this guy that is making a League of Legends content. His name is Rav. And his entire content is surrounded by dissing other players in his lobbies or in his games with the text-to-speech voice. And his entire videos are just like diss tracks, but just spoken by an AI voice. And I'm pretty sure it's the exact same voice the SwearZag used last week.
It's man, I cannot. I was shocked that we were able to get through all of that. I feel.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I was gonna say you didn't, and if Fish was there, I don't think Fish would have done it because. Like, Fish, did you see the guy we covered last week?
I did not. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's okay. I don't blame you. He used a text-to-speech voice the whole time.
Oh god, he didn't even narrate his own video.
No, and he has a microphone, which deeply frustrated SpaceGuy. When
I think in the middle of that session, we also came to the conclusion that the script was written by AI, and Space kind of proven it to be right by giving us a beautiful reading session.
Yeah,
damn.
We had a ChatGPT generate a "What if Overwatch was actually good" review, and it was dangerously close to the the video that we came across. I still don't think it was AI or if it was AI, it was very modified AI, but it was something.
But the gun sounds nice, you know.
There's every chance that people, like way more people, are using AI for like at the very least first drafts of their script.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, why try?
I saw a whole video where you can put like a prompt in and give it like a Wikipedia article, and it'll make a YouTube short. Like it'll generate the video and everything. It'll like find pictures and make them pan and put the text. And
oh boy!
You basically hit go and then upload.
I can one-up you with this because I was actually having fun with AI like a while ago, and when you give the prompt, give a YouTube video script, it sometimes even includes like those little lines, be happy in this segment, or scream in this segment, or something like that, or make sure while you're editing the video, make the video shake, or something like this. So AI kind of got it, you know, kind of knows the meta of YouTube and all that.
I love scream in this segment. That's kind of amazing. Like, when you say this, I need you to be mad. Dude, as your AI overlord, want you to be angry. That's...
By the way, yeah. I think like the very first episode you invited me on Lucid, right? I'm pretty sure there was someone that recognized the mother language of mine, that is the beautiful Polish, and I just realized there are Polish people in your chat right now. You're attracting this demographic for some reason, Lucid. How do you feel about this?
I have never been to Poland.
What's your stance on the Polish?
What?
What's your opinion on the Polish people?
I have never been to Poland before. I'm sure it's great. Pictures of it look really pretty.
Fence
No,
sitter.
you're not answering the question.
What? I'm sorry to be a fence sitter. I don't have any strong opinions one way or the other.
Yeah, Poland sure exists. I just haven't been there.
Yeah,
That's why
I like to go to places or at least do research on what they're like before having deep informed opinions on them.
I would
found,
love
like,
to go to Poland.
Oh, you don't. Trust me, you don't. I found a funny little graph that shows what part of Poland is most often visited by which country. And if I find it, it's kind of hilarious because British people are very interesting in this map. Wait, give me a moment.
They visit the west, and the Russians visit the east.
I mean, it's kind of that, but it shows. I just need to find the image and I'll show you.
I was gonna ask what your opinion is on Poland then, but I guess we.
Oh, it sucks ass, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
What's Would you like to substantiate it or just leave it at that?
Okay, I would like to elaborate on my statement before I get any hate speech coming from my fellow Polish people. But I'm pretty sure every single Polish people will agree with me on that Poland sucks ass, because every single Polish person wants to move out somewhere else to west. Yes, west. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm talking correct. Not east. No.
I've not heard this slander before.
Yeah, but basically Poland is like America, but poor and kind of better, because we have free healthcare. We have trust me on that. We have healthcare.
I hate my country, but it's still better than America.
Bro, trust me on that. Trust me on that. It's like tiny America. It's like a similar culture, because literally every single one of us, like most of Polish people, just praise Poland for some reason. They love Poland. They live with Poland. But at the same time, there are no other people who hate Poland more than Polish people themselves. And it's such a funny dynamic, because at the same time, we have not bad standards for a country of like our size and geographic position, because not only do we have a funny history of being hammered in the ass by Germany, by Russia, by every single country basically that ever existed on the map, but we also have a funny history that we just never fail to, disappear 100%. And I don't know where I'm going with this. I lost my track so heavily right now. Oh yeah, America. Yeah, did you know they wanted to bring guns to Poland? There was like a whole movement like a year ago when the government was like, you know what? Let's make guns legal now for some reason. And it was scarily close to pass, which is kind of terrifying if you ask me.
I wish I had remembered to say this. I follow Everything Poland on Twitter. I don't know, or not Twitter, on Instagram. And the whole premise of that account is that they find Instagram reels, they screenshot an Instagram reel, they zoom in really far and change the contrast in such a way to where they can make the Polish flag out of any image. It's a really, really good account. I do recommend @EverythingPoland on Instagram. Peak comedy for sure. Also, believe it or not, this is not a Poland podcast. This is UFR. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
SpaceGuy will be here. I'm sure of it. Haven't heard from him, but I'm sure he'll be here.
It's 5 a.m. for me. I'm not sure where he's at right now.
He's in EST, so he has actually no excuse. It's 9 a.m. for him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's mad early. He's just
wait, 8 a.m. then.
No, 9 a.m. It's 9:09 a.m. unless I'm.
Well, it's 5 a.m. for me, so he's 3 hours ahead if he's EST, right?
Yes.
So yeah, 8 a.m.
What? Fuck. What? My life is a lie. My life is a lie.
You're probably looking at EST, but actually it should be the daylight version.
Oh.
Or the no daylight hours. One of them.
Yeah, because I know at some point it used to be that way, where it was 1 hour before the world changed.
Well, yeah, it switches between a 12-hour or a 13-hour difference from Tokyo and a 14-hour difference. And I can never remember which one we're in. So
I had no idea.
Well, because they have daylight savings, we don't.
Okay, first of all, I cannot find the image I was talking about, so I'm sorry for that. But second of all, I think I'm the luckiest man alive when it comes to the timing of this podcast because it's 2 p.m. for me, which is ungodly good for me.
Wow. You're so cool and awesome.
I have it better than the host himself. Let's go!
You have it the best out of everybody here. Also, congrats to Tony Allen. You're a mod of the chat now. You're welcome to ban whoever you'd like.
Yeah.
Should ban me.
Yeah, make sure to ban Allen.
Can mods ban mods?
Try it.
Yeah, it's an experiment here. I'm here. See if you can ban me.
He's taunting you. He's taunting you. Do it.
But yeah, I have I guess in the meantime, I have a few things I want to talk about. One of them is I'm just gonna get off all of the UFR shilling before we get into anything important. We got the UFR channel. It exists now. Can you believe it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, the official UFR channel exists by itself. I'm going to go grab it so I can spam the shit out of it in chat. There right now, all of the VODs from previous episodes have been moved there. So if you would like to go watch any of those again, they are all right here. And there are going to be highlights as well for the
guys. Make sure to subscribe to the UFR channel.
They're going to,
or you're dumb.
There are going to be highlights there of previous episodes of like smaller tangents and bits, which I'm excited for because I just want to see the Consider saga. You know, I just want to see it by itself in its entirety, in its glory, because that's one of my favorite things that's happened.
That should be the first one we do, actually.
It really should. We need to do the Consider UFR highlight. But yeah, so that's on the way. Secondly, I mentioned that I announced this last time, but I'm going to reiterate, we have channel memberships now. So if you want to use any of the emotes from things we've covered in the past, like the Consider image, you make sure to subscribe to this channel because and join the channel memberships.
Guys, if you're not a member of the Lucid channel, you're dumb.
What does that say about you?
It says I'm Polish because I don't have the money to do that.
It says I'm Polish. Oh my god, the Poland hate stream today. That's I didn't know that was the topic of the stream today.
Bro, I'm so in. Let's do that.
Yeah, we just watch a video of we should just watch like Poland tourism videos instead of what we were actually going to cover today. But yeah,
not even joke. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, you go first. Actually, I'll. I have one more thing.
Fun fact: the streaming and watching live, the Polish Parliament has become trending in our country, and people are going to cinemas to watch that happen live, which is insane. So we could, in theory, actually do some Poland review, but it had to be not on Saturday. I mean, not on Sunday.
Poland review is kind of crazy.
The only issue is it's in Polish.
I'll ask my government to make the English subtitles just for us.
How about you do live translation?
Yeah, just translate it live.
Oh, brother. The stuff they say in there is not going to leave my mouth. I'm sorry. Neither in Polish or in English.
And last thing, just quick announcement. I know that I said I was going to have a video at this weekend, but I couldn't because I got really sick. And I'm still kind of sick. But I'm not sick enough to ditch UFR, so I'm still here. But that's coming out first weekend of March. So, stay tuned for that. Gaming's obsession with miners. I'm very excited about that video. I'm still very glad that it's being called that. Yeah, so I just want to get all that out of the way so I don't have to shill the channel for the remainder of the stream.
Every 10 minutes or so, we need to check on Fish if he's still alive or not.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's go home.
See you in 10 minutes, buddy.
Hey, partner, I'm still alive. I'm just real depressed.
Oh.
What? No way. Can you give me some of that?
Give me some.
What, depression?
Sure. Sharing is caring, isn't it?
No.
Sharing is
My
caring.
depression. Get your own.
Sharing is caring across the board.
Poland,
Go get your own.
Sharing is caring across the board on everything. We share everything in this podcast. We support sharing of any kind. Chlamydia.
Oh.
I'm
That's our depression, comrade.
No. Yes, pass some of that over and just. Yes.
I am still in pure disbelief that fish is capable of being alive on this like part of the day of his.
Yeah, it's. I cannot believe it's 5 in the morning for you.
I had a good sleep schedule going for a while there, and now it's just gone.
Fish, can I ask you a question? Do you live by yourself?
I should, but I'm not at the moment.
Okay. Do you live with your family or with your closed one?
And what are their
but I
first and
do
last
at the moment.
Okay. What's
Listen,
your
my living
address
situation-
and
my living situation is very complicated right now, and it's just like I'm not getting into it.
I wouldn't want you to get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to. I was wondering where that conversation was
Yeah,
going.
hey, Fish, dox yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Fish. You don't have any sense of like security or privacy, right? Like that's not important to you.
No, it's actually my hope that someone will break into my house and just kill me in my sleep one
Oh
day.
shit. Yo, guys, any
a weird
takers?
kink, but okay.
I live in a different country. I can't help you with that. Sorry about that.
Oh well.
But yeah, the topic of today. I have a few. Yeah, we're gonna stall a little bit for time because we're waiting for SpaceGuy. But we can get into the topic for today, which is shredded nerd, who I didn't know existed until recently when researching videos for this podcast. Shredded Nerd is an interesting individual. Have any of you guys heard of him? YouTube.
I've heard of shredded cheese.
I've also heard it. I had shredded cheese on ramen this morning. Since we're just throwing that, or not this morning. When I woke up, which was 4 p.m. So this afternoon. It was good shit. Anyways, yeah, I've never heard of Shredded Nerd before, and I think that. I've seen he made a wonderful video that I almost decided to cover instead of this the one we're covering today about why ADS is a bad mechanic. ADS standing for aim down sights, and for the uninformed that's the mechanic for when you hold down right click, or I don't know what it usually is on consoles.
Lucid, I don't think you need
finger.
to explain what aiming down sights is, honestly. All the people in chat are gamer losers. I think we all know that.
Yeah, so then in that case, yeah, he said that he made a really infamous video, went semi-viral about why aim down sights is a bad mechanic. And it has a 50% dislike ratio. I watched it, and it's not very good. I wanted to bring up a few things in that video without like showing them on screen. So for context, he said in that video, and I quote, "Speed isn't a defined thing, it's just a feeling."
What isn't a divine thing?
Speed.
That's in the ADS video?
Yeah.
So distance over time is not a defined thing.
No, it's not.
No.
According to
Just
Shredded
no.
Nerd.
Only vibe.
Yeah, he says multiple times that like a game isn't like ADS is about how the game feels, and he doesn't really quantify that or describe it very well, which
it's hard to quantify.
well, yeah, like but he doesn't.
Sure.
He doesn't
When you make a giant sweeping claim like that, then of course that's hard to quantify.
it's yeah, he says a lot of really interesting things. A bunch of people roasted him, and he went on to make 2 follow-up videos that I have not watched. That just tripled down basically on everything he said about aim down sights. He's very passionate.
Bro is having a dream syndrome over here.
Yeah, but he's very passionate, it seems, about the whole aim down sights thing. I'm not sure why. Which might interest you to know. He has a new video which we're covering today, or relatively new. It's not new. Not new. New is the wrong word. He has a newer video about why slow shooters are better than fast shooters or quick shooters or movement based shooters or whatever the fuck you want to call them.
That's
Based
another
on
sweeping
just the
generalized statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, based on just the title, Lucid, do you think that slow shooters are better than fast shooters?
I don't play slow shooters enough to know definitively.
Do you not play CS?
I have a decent amount of hours in CS and also Call of Duty, and I think you would have to take it on a shooter by shooter basis comparing the two, because they're not like, you can't like universally. Because I've seen a decent portion of this video, and I believe he's going to make the claim that slow shooters are better because fast shooters contain mechanics that are almost universally bad.
That would have to be the only way you could possibly quantify that, because otherwise it's just like, that's just completely down to preference.
Yeah. I don't know how he's going to be able to quantify this. I'm excited to watch him try. Alan, what do you think of slow shooters versus fast shooters, out of curiosity?
It depends on what you're going for. I don't think one's necessarily better than the other. I agree. If you're trying to design a certain type of game, then I'm sure one is better than or worse than the other. But Rainbow Six Siege is fun because of like the slow setup, and then you build up to like actually fighting, right?
Yeah.
And I guess kind of same with Counter-Strike. But at the same time, flying through the air and doing cool shit is also like there's a lot. I don't know. Maybe not a lot more mechanical skill. It's just different. I think neither one is better or worse.
Well, it's interesting because he said that one of the reasons why aim down sights was bad was because it like forces you to come to a halt, like momentum wise. It slows your momentum. That was like a point.
Oh no!
Right? See, that's what when you said it earlier, I was wondering, wouldn't that be a good thing if you like slow shooters?
But then but then at the end of the video, he says that he thinks ADS is fine in tactical shooters because it's a simulation.
It's good when I like it.
Or something, I think.
Isn't everything a simulation?
Well, his point is like it the whole point of a realistic tactical simulation shooter is you're supposed to be acting out what people do in real life. So therefore, aim down sights is a good mechanic because it helps you in acting that out because it's something real people do.
It's a role play tool.
More or less, that's the argument, from what I understand. But yeah, I'm excited to watch him try and quantify this. I think that that covers basically everything, all the preamble I wanted to get into. So I think we could just get started. SpaceGuy will join when he does, I'm sure.
Wow, only 22 minutes of warm-up. That is unusual.
Well, I mean, I could talk about Epic Mickey for like another hour if you really want me to.
Yo, please do, man.
Also, Tony, if you've watched this video, you're more than welcome to hop in on this episode if you have the time. Because you seem to be aware of this individual.
This character.
This character. Also, I'm gonna grab the video because someone mentioned that they wanted to see the video we're covering.
Tony, as of right now, is the top chatter in the room.
He is a regular contributor.
Much love, much respect. But is he subscribed to the UFR channel?
Probably.
That's the real question.
Yeah, I can get you in here, Tony. Hold on. Let me throw him in here.
Bro, I wish he joins and then he just starts rambling about something completely different for an hour.
Look, I am on the edge of my seat waiting to talk about waiting to talk. Did you guys know that the Epic Mickey is getting remade? Because I could just talk about that for the whole podcast. I'm so fucking excited.
Hey Tony, by the way.
Hello, Lucid and HeySimply and fish stick on a stick. And furniture set.
Hello.
Well, I'm not tired. I woke up pretty early this morning.
Nice. I'm glad you're here. Where are you calling from, if you don't mind me asking?
Is there like, I'm calling from my room. Is there like background noise or something?
No, it just sound. The microphone, like the quality makes it sound like you're calling from like under a very cozy blanket.
It sounds like Fish gave you some of his depression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
wait. I need to hear this. Give me a second.
But yeah, did you guys know Epic Mickey's getting remade? Anybody?
What is Epic Mickey?
You don't know what Epic Mickey is, bro?
No.
You're doing horrible things to me. I am so sad.
Is this the Mickey Mouse game?
It's a game about it's a Wii game from I think 2009. And it's an absolute amazing game. And it's getting remade, which means that they're gonna fix the worst part about it, which was the motion controls. And I'm so fucking excited because it looks great, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. And it's just such a good game. It's a game. It's basically a one of the few Disney properties that like criticizes Disney the corporation itself. But
they're gonna get rid of that in the remake.
Like the whole premise of Epic Mickey is that because of like financial because Mickey has become such a financial like corporate icon, he's loved by everyone, but he's hated by the other like old Disney mascots that have become forgotten since then. So then he goes and he meets them, and they all hate him because he represents like the fame and fortune they could have had. So they're all really bitter towards him, and it's like a criticism of like what can happen when you focus too much on, you know, your corporate success or your fame or whatever. And it's so fucking cool. It's such a cool concept for a game, and it's still crazy to me that it actually got made and like Disney approved it because it criticizes them heavily.
All right, 15 minutes more of this, Lucid. You can do it.
Well, look, the trailer got the trailer dropped, and oh man, it's so good. Such a good.
How about we analyze the trailer frame by frame now?
No, no.
Don't tempt him.
No,
it has a paintbrush in it.
I'm a sucker for games with paint in them. Alan called me Paint Boy in one of my community post comment sections, and that was one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
It's accurate. That's why you hate it.
It's awful.
The cut is too deep.
Like two of my top 5 favorite games of all time are games that are mainly about paint.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till I mention to you there's an app on Microsoft called Paint.
No fucking way.
You're gonna lose your marbles, man.
Actually, I just remembered there's actually 3 of my top 5 favorite games of all time are about paint.
What's the third one?
Splatoon.
Oh yeah. And Graph was about paint.
Graph was about paint, yeah.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. I have a thing for paint and ink, you know. Super Mario Sunshine, great game.
Are you the kind of guy that opens up House Flipper at 2 a.m. and just grinds like for 3 hours painting walls?
I have never played House Flipper, but I actually really want to. Not because it has paint in it, though.
Right.
Okay.
And
I was making sure you're saying
a bit about Saw.
Saw?
Yeah, like Saw, like the fucking jigsaw. He turns a house into a saw trap or something.
What?
That fills with gas.
Someone made that in House Flipper?
Yeah, Germa did.
Oh, of course.
Who else?
I love a good German bit.
Yeah. Someone on Twitter said like TF2 content is better now than it ever has been.
Yeah, that was Zenith.
That was who?
Zenith.
Oh yeah, I always forget. But yeah, Zenith said the TF2 content's better now than it ever has been, and I agree with him. But then someone just responded with Germa, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I never really watched Germa back when he did TF2.
Even more depression in that voice than before. Oh my god.
I can't.
SpaceGuy.
Hey, SpaceGuy. Also, can both of you guys join the watch together?
Water.
Space, you there?
Hello?
Are you good?
Space, we are live.
Yeah, Space,
Sorry,
stop that.
but-
You're not supposed to do that on stream.
Oh, but this
Okay.
gabagool that I'm eating is really damn good.
What's happening?
What?
Oh,
Wait, what are you eating?
sir.
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
The hell is a gabagool?
Gabagool for my mother.
Hey, what's a gabagool with you, huh?
I'm out of the loop. No.
I think it's
Space, we can give you 5 more minutes if you need that. There's a
thank
new
God.
game called Mickey Epic or something like that. We
Mickey
have
Epic.
Mickey to talk about.
It's not new, first off.
Space
Pretty sure it came out a long time ago.
Space Guy, are you excited for Epic Mickey remake?
Epic Mickey repainted.
I'm so fucking
I'm gonna
excited.
be honest.
You don't understand, dude.
The only part about Epic Mickey I recall is at one point you're asked. Oh, my alarm.
Wakey.
At one point you're asked to enslave children, and I'm like, I'm down. I'm so down. Throw them in jail. Lock them
We're
up.
back to children in gaming.
Lock 'em
Let's
up.
go.
This needs to
Lock
stop
'em up.
happening.
Throw away the key. Lock them up. Throw away the key.
What was that? What was that voice?
It was a mix of Donald Trump and something.
And just his normal voice, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm very excited for Epic Mickey.
Who cued the?
You don't understand, dude. I am so excited.
Who is playing the trailer?
You guys don't understand how excited I am for Epic Mickey. Look at him.
Bro, what is that?
Oh my god. He's getting fluent.
He's getting bored by the ink.
I love Sandy in the ink machine.
I love building brown bricks in Minecraft.
Holy shit, he actually did get bored.
Yeah. Well, that was a really good impression.
That was really good. How'd you do that?
Bro, Rule 34
was
artists are drooling at the sight of this trailer. What was that?
No, Rule 34 artists, don't do it. Don't ruin my game, please.
I already have, guaranteed.
No.
Looking it up right now.
No,
Find out.
Stop it. Stop.
Oh, listen,
Let's find out.
the guy is back in the corner.
The guy, yeah. Oh
He
shit.
came back.
Oh no.
He's
Babu
still
Frick is
there.
still gone. Get him out of here.
Wait,
Put
where's
Epic
Bob?
Mickey there instead.
Hi, Babu.
No,
Oh.
Put him in the bottom right corner now.
No.
When you ask
Put
me,
him behind you. He's just watching you.
Also now,
Always watching.
Space Guy. Now that you're here, would you like to talk about your opinions of the new Avatar?
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
What do you? What
I'm
do
not
you,
gonna.
Okay, all right is
I mean,
less
like,
long than
okay.
good.
Here's the
Fight,
issue,
fight.
right? Because I don't know. I mean, like, it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be.
How bad were you expecting it to be?
I don't know. It's
movie
maybe,
level?
like around the same level as the movie. It is better than that. So
What? But
that's
the,
not saying much, though. No,
I was gonna say, but the movie's awful. So
here's the thing, right? If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's absolutely zero reason to watch this show over just the actual good cartoon version. But if you've seen the cartoon version, I guess it's like okay to see the live action.
I've heard it's really
They
rushed.
do this. I don't know.
I didn't like it at all. There were like moments that I liked, like moments over in a couple seconds, and then sometimes immediately ruined by a scene afterwards.
Ugh. The only part I really didn't like was like Katara is just kind of annoying.
I hated Katara, man.
Every other character I feel like they did like their best job. Like Zuko feels fine, Aang feels fine, Sokka surprisingly feels fine considering how much they said they're gonna butcher him. They all feel fine.
Him.
Yeah, they all feel
Yeah,
somewhat fine though. I mean, Iroh is always going to be a fucking step down. Let's be honest. You had peak perfection, and then you have knockoff brand, but
Imitation.
he's still fine. Yeah, he's still fine for what he is. You know what I'm saying? So fine. It's just fine.
How good do you think the original show is? Out of curiosity, at both of you, actually, I'm curious.
I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Out of 10, I'd probably say like 9.2.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 9.
Damn.
There's some real fucking bad episodes though, or real
Like-
boring episodes. But yeah,
I think that a couple of bad episodes and like an overall fantastic TV show like that doesn't bring it down all that
Yeah.
bad. Especially when they're like skippable episodes like Great Divide
Yeah.
or Painted Lady or whatever.
Hmm. I think the Painted Lady is acceptable.
it's like the exact same 2 fucking episodes.
Well, why? Don't do that to the Painted Lady, bro. That episode's great.
Painted Lady sucks,
The Painted
bro.
Lady is
Painted Lady
great. I
sucks.
hate, but you guys.
Let me
both-
tell you
oh.
why. Let me tell you why Painted Lady sucks. Okay, they're the Fire Nation. They're like, damn, look at all this prosperity that the Fire Nation has. Look at all these like nice thriving towns. Look at all this, and then they go to like one town that's been screwed over, and like, damn, Fire Nation does this to its own people. Like, they didn't just go through an entire fucking country that was like actually shit. It's just one town. All right,
Like,
one town where
they
people
were
could fucking
going for with
move.
that. I like what they were going for with that. Like the Fire Nation and the war effort is damaging even their own people, but it's like it is literally just one fucking town.
One
It's just
town.
one place.
One town.
They're like,
bro.
oh, the disparity.
Bro, one town and your population is filled with people who, like, they got schizophrenia. Okay, they got the multiple personality disorder. Not a good case.
I was gonna, I just like the character work for Katara.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's what sells the episode for me.
I think another issue I had with the live action, and I realized this, like, hey, aren't the monks supposed to be monks? You know, why they're killing people over there? What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, like, Monkey Otso's skeleton was like surrounded by a bunch of dead firebender dudes, so you know he went out like a champ in the cartoon. But in the live action one, he just dies.
He just eats shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sozin, Fire Lord Sozin comes up personally to Gyatso, Aang's best friend, and personally incinerates him to death. And also, I was so
What?
fucking just...
Why?
I don't think that was him. I think that was just some random general.
No, that was Sozin.
Was that Sozin?
That was Fire Lord Sozin himself.
Yeah,
Why is
wow.
he even there?
Personally execute Monkey Otso because I don't know why.
I also like when he said, like, you could beat us if we didn't have the power of the comet. Like, oh damn, didn't figure that one out.
By the way, the comet enhanced firebending looks no different at all to any other firebending in the show.
No, they
Damn.
just
Bro,
they could drop
imagine-
It takes like 3 comet enhanced firebenders to take down 1 airbender monk at one point.
No,
You
guys,
could beat us if
imagine
it wasn't for
being
the
a
comet.
Imagine being a random YouTube viewer clicking on a live that is, why slow shooters are better. I want to click on that, and then getting spoilers for the new Avatar all the way
I'd be
through.
so pissed.
By the way, spoilers.
That's awesome.
That'd be so
Fun.
fucking funny. Oh shit.
There's another scene, and it's like identical to, like, they explain Zuko's banishment. It's nearly identical. The one part I do like is how the battalion that he saved is the battalion he works with. But then they kind of ruined it by, like, saying that directly to your face.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's
They
like,
do that a lot.
whoa, the
Also, the
41st.
thing-
He saved the 41st Battalion?
But we're
Wait,
the 41st
we're
battalion.
the 41st? What?
And the thing I really didn't like about that was that, like, Ozai is the one who charged the 41st to be Zuko's crew, so technically he's the one
Yeah.
who saved them and not Zuko.
That made like those. Okay, in the middle, if we're at war, right, and you say, "Damn, how are we gonna break through this pivotal defensive line?" And they say, we gotta do this. This is the only option." And then just like 5 minutes later, you're like, you know what? Fuck it, they can go. We'll just,
That's enough.
They
You
We
like
give
him
up.
so much you can take
yeah,
him.
right, there you go. Who cares?
Sorry.
I like the sentiment, but it was not well done in execution.
Out
Oh,
of
and I
curiosity,
hate it.
did they bring back the Cabbage Man in the live action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We spent 2 fucking episodes in Omashu, so yeah, they brought back the Cabbage Man.
Let's fucking go.
I don't know. The Omashi episode's better because of the Mechanist episode's tied into it. So
I hated the whole Omashu part so much.
I found it to be slightly more bearable and better in the live action.
I hate it.
Slightly. I'm not saying a lot. I'm just saying, like,
I might have to.
I hated Boomy. I hated what they did with the Cave of Two Lovers. I was fucking so
yeah,
pissed.
that was stupid. I didn't like that. Although I will say, I'm surprised they kept that in and also kept the song in. I was
Honestly,
like,
I
yeah.
think it's because they were terrified of the idea that they wouldn't get a season 2. So it's like, fuck, we can't do the secret
like,
tunnel.
we gotta do secret
Gotta
tunnel.
do the secret tunnel. It's what everyone
do
knows.
Please.
I think that I think that like I agree that like they were petrified they wouldn't get a season 2. So
Yeah,
Why-
they brought in Wan Shi Tong for a scene, so
Yeah.
they're probably not going to do the library now. They did like
Yeah,
all
that
the
is not like
Raiders
that.
flashback.
like why did also I haven't, for the record, I haven't seen the show. I just don't like this. I think conceptually, I'm sure you could do it really
No.
well. Why did they have to show the air temple being blitzed? It like
Because they had an hour of time code to fill.
but they it's so much cooler to see the aftermath and not know how it happened aside from the vague understanding that the characters have of it. At least in my opinion, there's like a lot of mystique loss when you just see it happen and then you start picking apart like, wait, but they
they could have just had the Fire Nation like pull up and then just cut it there. You know,
that would
have just like ended there, and then you'd be like, "Damn, what happened?"
Because like when
I mean, like, I have so many things to say about this part because first of all, the day of the genocide is the exact same day that Aang like runs away and leaves. So that's a coincidence. Second of all, every single airbender in the entire world is coming to the Southern Temple on the day it's being genocided for like this big fucking comet celebration festival. Every single one.
Can you imagine? It's 1939 and the World Jewish Convention is happening. Adolf Hitler licking his lips. My perfect plan.
Like, it feels like they had no faith in the audience believing that the Fire Nation could possibly just like exterminate all the airbenders over the course of 100 years.
I think like another fun part was also when they do attack and then one girl's signature move is I'll try spinning. That's a good trick, and then she just does that. Does a tornado and then just dies immediately. Doesn't do anything with it. She's just like, I'll try. That's a good trick. I'll try spinning.
After Gyatso gives her like a knowing nod, like do the tornado thing, and then she's just like, I'm tornadoing, and then they just set the tornado on fire.
Oh shit!
Like my movie Twister.
It's also the fact that Fire Lord Sozin there is so fucking stupid.
Like, oh, by the way, they all just like walk to the temple.
What?
Yeah,
they're all just shown walking there, and then they just like kind of jet up with their fire bending.
The thing is with the temple, like the reason why it's believable that they were able to blitz it is because they had no idea. Like I could completely believe that they successfully blitzed it because, like none of them knew that none of them knew. None of the airbenders knew that it was happening. So like, so the fact that they even put up a fight at all is like I don't know. I want to watch the show and get back to you maybe next week.
There's also this weird like kind of cold open, right, where there's like these Earth Kingdom spies inside of the Fire Nation. They're trying to get some information out of there, and then like one of the guys stays behind, and then Sozin, for no reason whatsoever, Sozin himself just tells this guy after he leaked the information that, oh no, the Fire Nation is going to attack the Earth Kingdom, that, oh yeah, we wanted that to leak out because now we're actually going to attack the air nomad.
They do that twice too. They do the same strategy twice, which I don't get. Like I guess it was
dumber at the end because like
it's so dumb. I'm not denying that. It's like we spent an entire naval fleet, but don't worry, guys. It was a distraction. Like that's like
the entire northern waterfront invasion is just a diversion so that they can invade Omashu, even though in the show Omashu was given up. Oh, Boomy just let it happen.
Yeah,
that was the whole point of the episode.
Yeah, he got captured on purpose. That was the whole point.
And also, like, if you're fucking sending your entire fleet up to the north, then that's just like that's super valuable resources that you don't have invading Omashu.
D-Day was just a distraction, guys.
And why would Omashu care about the fucking Northern Water Tribe being invaded? Like, what are they gonna do? How is that a distraction?
Yeah.
I love what you did
there. No, yeah, I want to watch the show and get back to you guys next week, but I will keep all this in mind.
No, watch it right now. Just watch it. Come back.
Actually, I am not watching it. Actually, I'm not watching all 8 hours of that fucking shit again.
What's a slow shooter?
I was going to ask about we can get back off of the Avatar stuff for now. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys next week. I was actually going to ask what you guys think a slow shooter is.
Like by name, I would consider CS:GO and Valorant a slow shooter.
Like tactical shooters? Or...
Yeah, because I
think of Siege.
9 years. Siege?
Yeah, that's the one that comes to mind for me.
Probably
honestly, I mean, I've never played it, but I've seen gameplay and it looks pretty slow.
Like shooter games without movement mechanics, I would say.
Well, then no.
No?
Well, like what?
No,
what is?
I was because I was like,
what is
like not even a sprint or anything?
I would consider. Yeah, I would consider Halo and Call of Duty a fast-paced game, but they don't got like much movement tech in them.
Well, I mean, we'll see what examples this guy uses. If he uses Halo as an example, I don't know.
He does in his ADS video.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I saw the title of that one. I'm like, oh, this guy.
Get a load of this guy.
It's not gonna be a good video.
I saw that before this. It is not a good video. You can take my word for it.
No. I will take your word for it because it sounds stupid.
It's pretty bad. But yeah, are you guys ready? 45 minutes in. Added Tony Allen to the panel. Are you guys ready?
No.
Yes.
No, I think we should talk about Avatar some more.
You know,
and then
Yeah.
we can don't tempt us, okay? I'll start talking about Epic Mickey again. Don't just you wait.
When you ask people why they enjoy shooters, it's not uncommon to hear games described as fast. And a game being fast is treated as a good in and of
In
itself.
games that like to go fast.
Can you guys have you guys ever heard that if a game being fast means it's good?
No.
If you aren't playing a game and you aren't going ahead and you aren't having like 900 milligrams of speed and heroin and cocaine injecting you at all time while playing that game, it's not a good game. Like it even says right there, that's literally the PC Gamer UK like word for word what they said right there on the screen.
Half-Life is the best 3D game in existence. It's like yeah they like heroin.
The Toward the Force. I have a Half-Life this somewhere. I don't know where it is. A dizzying marriage of non-stop action and narrative.
Why did they write reviews like that?
They still do. Have you ever read an IGN review?
Oh
No, who reads IGN reviews?
I've read IGN reviews, and they
I
are
want to
written
point
like
out
that.
none of these examples have the word speed or fast even mentioned.
Dizzying.
Dizzying.
We do have Half-Life restored my faith in gaming,
Which is funny.
I mean, this wasn't all that long after the video game crash, so maybe that's
not
fine.
entirely wrong.
Half-Life 1 was 1998.
Oh, 98?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 93 or something. Never mind, my bad.
Yeah, I only know that because it's relevant to the video making plug. But yeah, it's Half-Life 2 came out in 2004, which is nuts.
And it still holds up well, which is shocking.
It's crazy.
When you see marketing for a game, it'll often describe...
Yeah,
I was gonna say, what is that? What is that?
What
mean?
is that?
What is that? What is
But yeah,
that?
the Half-Life example was just flat out wrong. There was absolutely nothing about it there.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Also, yeah, we're using
what is
Halo as an example.
What is this?
Get
mean?
Dwango. I gotta get Dwango. Get Dwango.com. The fuck's Dwango, guys?
Oh wait, I figured it out. That word means
dial-up wide area network game operation.
that word means feature in German.
Oh.
But I don't know. But the high-speed action isn't German. I don't think.
No, but they probably say high speed Achtung. or
I
something.
I thought you were gonna say.
Hyundai.
I thought you were gonna say fucking Japanese, like high-speed action, like that.
It was a mix, yeah.
Whenever you're mixing up German and something starting on a high, it's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Someone in chat mentioned Sonic as a game that's often said it's good because it's fast, but I think that's often a misnomer.
I think that's like kind of the point of Sonic, though, to go fast.
Yeah.
I don't think Sonic is a shooter, but okay.
Well, no,
I do believe
Sonic
says gotta go fast a lot.
For the I just asked. Oh, sorry, you go. My bad.
I was gonna say Shadow the Hedgehog, bub.
Yeah,
Explain that. Checkmate, atheist.
I think that I just asked for like a game that people say is good because it's fast, but I think that people who say Sonic is a good game because it's a fast game are wrong. So
Yeah, I feel like that would be more in terms of how it's designed around being able to go as fast as possible, but like trying to limit you in that way through its obstacles and all that shit.
yeah.
Yeah, Sonic was
So
always
the challenge
weird
is being
based
able to
on the game.
maintain your speed, not necessarily with just the fact that you can go fast.
How are
If you
you?
so
Is anyone
fast.
here good at Sonic? I always just ran into shit because the 4:3 aspect ratio means you can't see anything in front of you.
If Sonic's so fast, how come Eggman runs him every time? Game Fury, explain that one.
That's hilarious. You say that in their video where they match Sonic's speed. They claim that Eggman is faster.
No.
because there is because in Sonic the
There.
Hedgehog 2 he just outruns. He's just straight up
It's on the,
outruns.
it's on the screen. He's running away. He's faster,
Yeah,
guys.
it's kind of crazy.
Sonic
When you
is
see
slow.
marketing for a game, it'll often describe speed as a
Wait,
pro
no,
in
I
favor.
hate this shit. Stop it. Stop. Go.
Dwight is, by the way, not a game. This is not a game. Dwango is not a game. It's just a live action surface. Dwango.
No, it puts you in today's hottest games like Quake 2 with high speed. High speed. No,
My
it's
favorite-
high speed about the data transfer. It's talking about the data.
wrong.
Or is he
My
talking?
favorite was to play with the best online. You gotta have speed, reflexes, and awesome timing,
But that's
and the right
describing-
equipment.
That's describing the person.
Yeah.
This isn't. These
Yeah,
don't. Prove
no
it.
delays,
He's
no waiting.
He's currently
24-hour access to action.
He's currently 2 and
Yeah.
3 on putting relevant images on the screen that support his point.
Also,
My
I would
favorite
say that like
Tarantino
these aren't even
movie.
necessarily selling the speed as like, oh, this is a good thing of the game. It's more like, hey, you know what you're getting into, almost, right? Like this is just basic marketing. Like you want a fast-paced game, you got a fast-paced game. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is also advertising of Dwango, not a game.
I know. My favorite
Well,
Quentin Tarantino movie,
that is
Dwango
still
Unchained.
Dwango.
Right.
As
Like
a
to steel man
pro.
him as much as possible.
Yeah.
If that is what he's saying, then like I think that's just marketing, not even necessarily like fast equals good.
We should like start labeling like things like as slow as molasses. This will take you 9 years to complete.
Well,
But
Fast does
ironically-
sound like a more positive descriptor than like slow.
You,
Like,
you,
you
would,
don't wanna-
you would market a game like that as tactical or
yeah,
Yeah.
methodical.
Yeah.
Better strap in for the long one because you're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, our game features 40 hours of plotting.
That's basically Eco.
broken
Levi.
leg simulator.
Hey, shut up! I like Eco. Fuck you.
I also like Eco, but it's like a full-time job.
This game contains 60 hours of cutscenes and probably like 2 hours of actual gameplay. Welcome
it's
to
PlayStation,
Metal
man.
Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots.
Welcome to Life is
Oh.
Strange.
Welcome to Life is Strange, where the entire game is a cutscene.
Yeah,
Not
no, there
even
are
a
those
good
parts where you
cutscene.
change time. That's like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
It's
the
a
horrible
tactical
fucking
cutscene.
maze parts where you have to just
Tactical-
God, like strange.
Tactical decision making.
I hold down the button.
in favor of it.
That just also, by the way, just to throw that out there, he just identified that Overwatch, fuck, Overkill. No, oh, what's
Ultrakill.
Ultra?
Ultrakill.
Oh my gosh, I'm losing it.
Idiot.
Ultrakill has movement abilities,
Epic
No,
Mickey.
and
no, it doesn't.
Epic Mickey also. Did you guys know the Epic Mickey remake? They're adding more movement abilities to the game so that
No.
his moveset's more diverse.
50 more minutes of that.
I'm so
But
excited.
it is a positive for the game.
Hey,
When
fuck you.
people describe why they like a specific game, being fast isn't an uncommon adjective they'll use to describe it. It's almost assumed that a shooter should be fast.
I feel like if people are saying I like this game, I feel like it more has to do with I like the pacing of said game and I like how well it felt in my hands to play said game. I don't think they'd go ahead and necessarily say, yeah, I was like tripping out and I was on heroin while playing it. That's how fast I was going.
Does heroin?
Yeah, like,
doesn't heroin make you slower?
Yeah, it's a downer, isn't it?
Nah, not when they use
It's
it like
a
that.
debuff.
Not when they use it like that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is just saying why people like certain games. That has nothing. This has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. Also, for the record, if you are able to play a game faster than everyone else, you're probably better. Just throwing that out there. Assuming you're also succeeding at the goal that the game is set up.
Yeah, like that's not even like
That's just true.
necessarily a shooter thing. That's just like, yeah, I'm objectively playing it more optimal if I'm doing it faster.
Yeah, unless it's like a high score game.
So what is Donkey Kong Country just worse than other platformers because you can go fast in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sonic is better than Donkey Kong because you can go faster.
Donkey
Oh, that's
Donkey
true.
Kong
That's true.
Country is bad because it's got a goofy looking rhino and a goofy looking ostrich in it, and I rest my case, Your Honor.
What about the goofy looking frog? You
Nah, he can stay.
okay?
If my middle school bullies are anything to go by, there's a goofy looking ostrich that runs this podcast.
But the death penalty goes to the goofy-looking spider with the Michael Jordan.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, the spider. I don't like the spider.
That guy can die.
When people think of shooters, it's obviously conceived of as a high-action genre based around constant action. Of course, there are
High action genre based on
High action
constant
genre
action.
based on high action.
I think he meant to say high speed.
Wait, so for the most of this video, he focuses on, like, I don't know who here has watched it, but I'm pretty sure for the most of the video he talks about like multiplayer games. Like he focuses on, I think, Apex Legends and Counter-Strike. But I feel like towards the beginning here he's talking about, or he's, you know, referencing Half-Life and things like that. In a single player game, when you're talking about like speed, you can, like, Half-Life as an example, you run really fast, and like the speed runs for that game are like 20 minutes or something. But you can also play it very tactically and take it really slow.
And shoot people's hands before they aggro.
Yeah, right. And it's just like, in a multiplayer game, it's kind of just the way that, like, some games are designed.
The pacing is different. With multiplayer games, they have to put a lot more methodic decision making into how long a fight goes on, etc., etc. And then obviously in a single player game, it's a bit more tailor made.
Well, it's almost baked into the concept of shooters that, like, oh, if I shoot you first, I probably either win or have the advantage in the rest of the fight. That's just I cannot think of a shooter game where that is not true.
Overwatch. My aim is bad, so it actually doesn't happen to me.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
No. Action. Of course, there are exceptions, but this is the general perception. But how true is this really? How close is this to what people really want? Now, I made a video about aim down.
I would love to see where he got that data from, the information that this is what the people want, because I want to see how CSGO fans would react to this video.
I was going to say, yeah, sorry, you go.
Are there any CSGO fans in this call, like people who actually play this game a lot?
Nobody is a fan of CSGO. They just torture themselves to play the game.
Those people are unreal, you're right.
I have played a decent amount of CSGO. I've talked about it before, but I played it for when quarantine started, and then I realized, I was like, oh, I'll try a match of competitive, and then I immediately never played the game again because I realized, like, oh, this is what it takes to actually, like, be good, and I was like,
yeah, because so far he just said that the general rule of thumb is that games must be fast, and he just pulled that out of his ass. So I think this guy is just having voices in his head that are telling him this stuff to say.
Yeah, I would say the general consensus of the games though is like to be more fast and to be speedy. Because like tactical shooters, I can't name a lot of them, to be honest.
I really want to see one time he gives like any kind of evidence to what he's saying, because so far it's just his opinion.
Wait,
it's the nebulous void that is other people's opinions, which aren't super well defined.
Yeah, you would have benefited to have put examples that weren't bad on the screen.
Yeah,
I agree.
Really want. Now, I made a video about aim down sights, and let's just say I heard a lot in response to that. But obviously, I wasn't very moved.
I showed you as the Wojak and me as the champ!
He won the argument.
He did it.
I win!
Dream's over, guys. Pack it up.
Yeah.
15 years old.
So I just want to throw out this footage he's using is from his follow-up video. It's just from that. Also, hold on. I have to change my profile picture real quick.
We're not gonna watch the ADS video, but I do feel like it's a fine point to make. Like, if why have aim down sights if you could just go ahead and have your gun be as accurate as aim down sights without having to slow down the game? But then that also kind of like is hypocritical of if he's saying why slow shooters are better.
Well, he talks about
on the game in particular.
He talks about Left 4 Dead a lot in that video, and something
horrible example.
Like, yeah, Left 4 Dead doesn't have aim down sights, but like he also says Left 4 Dead is a game where if you're standing still for too long, you can't really do that. You're gonna get fucked over. But there are also sections in the game where you need to, hold out. Okay. I see your new profile picture, and I love it.
Thank you.
CS:GO
But
is also a game with no aim down sights where you kind of do holdout spots and positions a lot, and you don't need to aim down sights either.
aim down sights is basically just you slow down for a moment to be more accurate, which
Yeah, I always thought that was a trade-off. You give up mobility for accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, in CS:GO and Left 4 Dead, that's already a thing. If you crouch down, you're super accurate. So it's kind of just a different way of portraying a mechanic that already exists. Why bother implementing ADS animations and stuff into Left 4 Dead if you can just
the movement.
I mean, it's a completely different thing when we're talking Left 4 Dead and CS, compared to COD, because in CS you go full stop to have perfect accuracy, but in COD you can still move around, and there are attachments to your guns that make you go faster, move around actually while you're aiming down sights. So it's a smidge different.
Well, yeah,
but I drew you as the Wojak, so
the argument I'd make for aim down sights is just that there is an added amount of skill. It adds it lowers the skill floor, but raises the skill ceiling, because it means that newer players have a way to aim more accurately without having to memorize things like spray patterns and shit. Whereas good players will learn to not have to sacrifice that lack of mobility unless absolutely necessary. And I think that's usually a good thing, especially in games like Call of Duty.
That's just a theory, though. A game theory.
Do you guys think the new game theory guy will do the outro as well?
No.
Oh.
I think after the first episode, he's gonna break down and cry from the pressure.
I want to see him do a knockoff. That's just a theory of a game. A theory of a game.
I want to see after the credits roll. I want to see him with his glasses off, and I want to see him crying into his palms. And,
what have I done?
And then I want him to look up at a giant picture of Matt Pat and say, "I can never be him."
Like the Dexter meme with the locker, where he's like,
I have failed you.
I have failed you. That shit's so good.
Moved by many of the responses, despite the volume of them. This is because I feel that they didn't address the claims I was
How
making.
many different fucking Wojak images do you need?
Bro, he has a full folder of
It's not
those.
even. No, it's not even. It's the same 4 ones.
Quickly,
Oh, really?
ADS is popular
they were,
and gets pushed into virtually every game. It's a feature that slows down the pace of gameplay, and for many games that just doesn't work. But the feature is forced into the game anyway.
Yeah,
There's
but
a really simple.
Okay, well, we're not gonna spend too long. But we already mentioned it trades off that mobility and speed for accuracy, which keeps the pace up. It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Okay, also can I just say that the title of this video, Why Slow Shooters Are Better, he is playing Titanfall, one of the fastest FPSs ever made, and he's camping with a sniper rifle in the corner of a map. What is this? This guy is just wired.
I don't think he's intending to say that Titanfall is a slow shooter. I think he talks about later on the differences between Apex Legends and Titanfall, which are supposed to be in the same universe, and how one is more of a slow shooter.
You can see his preferred play style. You can see his brain working. He prefers playing the games this way, which is instantly giving away that this entire video is just his opinion, not a straight up fact.
I mean, that's not even his preference. Right. Slower, more tactically, which is totally fine. But you can't just say that slow shooters are better because of that.
I also for the record, HeySimply, he does not like Titanfall.
Oh. How come?
He says that in this video, and I believe the ADS one, if I remember correctly.
Oh, we gotta see this.
No, bro, I don't like this guy anymore.
Saw in the comments. I won't go as far as to say that nobody brought this up, but I can't recall any comments discussing it. And that is, why is slowing down the pace of a game a bad thing? Now that I think about it, it's quite often a good thing.
You need moments of respite and rest. You need moments of respite and rest. You think I'm on that Adderall mindset? I need a 2-minute break here. Government mandated, okay? Lunch break is fucking required.
That would be an argument for why it's slowing down the pace is a good thing. Why do you guys? In what situation would slowing down the pace of a game be bad? Any takers?
Let's go talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender again for half an hour and stop talking about the pacing. From the pace of this video.
Fish, do you have an answer? Because I have a couple.
I would say that when the pace is already slow and has been slow for some time now, then it would be like, yeah, then you want to pick something up a bit. It's about like finding the proper like rhythm and pacing. Like I think that Doom Eternal does this pretty well, where it's just like you'll have these big arena fights, and then it's just like, okay, now you're just taking your time through doing some platforming, and then you go right back into it. It's like it has a very good sense of rhythm in that way.
My answer was going to be kind of similar, but it's if you're building up momentum and you're getting faster and faster, like in a Doom Eternal, right? But then suddenly the game just like halts you. There's no like climactic finish or anything huge.
Oh, it just blue balls you.
Yeah, it just stops. Or in like Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, there's a chapter of the game where you start there's a huge amount of backtracking where you just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then you do the boss, and then you do back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you're basically avoiding random encounters, and there's not actually much gameplay happening, but you're trying to get through the story. And if you're playing through the game normally, then you get to that part, it just stops you to do some menial tasks and like bullshit for like 30 minutes, and then you get back to the actual stuff, and then you have to do 30 more menial tasks. And it's like that's an instance where the slower pace actually makes the game worse, I would say.
You just described a mobile game.
That's actually also a good point. There are a lot of mobile games that rely on like, oh yeah, you get all the rewards, get all the stuff. Sorry, you got to watch an ad.
Bro, you're going through the first 10 levels in like first 1 or 2 days, and the rest of the game is just hella grind and wait 24 hours for your base to upgrade and get 50 more HP.
Yep.
Or you could pay $50 and skip that way.
Spend the gems, yeah!
Woo! You don't have enough gems to bypass my battle pass.
So there are times not that he's saying that there aren't, for the record, but there are times where slowing down the pace of a game could be bad.
Is slowing down the pace of a game a bad thing? Now that I think about it, it's quite often a good thing, because slowing down the game can quite often be preferable. Now that is
all of us just said that we cannot imagine slowing down a game being a good thing, and this guy's like, no.
I was just thinking the entirety of Dark Souls, like 1 or in Dark Souls 2, before you get the fucking kiln and you get fast travel, is very bad pacing.
Yeah.
Isn't some universal. There's a whole genre now that gets hyped. Movement shooters, especially with many indie shooters. It seems an obsession for many. There is an audience for this. But I think there's a larger audience who actually prefer slower shooters, even if that's not what that audience would admit. What they would.
Hold on.
This guy
Hold
is
on.
large.
Hold on.
This guy is large audience.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. A lot of games are popular because they're fast paced, but I think more people enjoy the slow pace.
They just don't know, SpaceGuy. They just don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. They're hiding it. The government is hiding it from it. Put on your tinfoil cap.
They don't know what they like. Okay.
What are they, stupid? Why are they playing a slow pace game?
They're stupid. Otherwise, they would like the slow shooters.
Look,
they would know that they like them.
They love slow shooters, but they just don't know that they love slow shooters. Okay. They don't know what they like. That's what an awful premise, by the way. That's a horrible story.
We should play terrible. This literally feels like, if it's so good, why isn't there so good too? It's like the same argument. It feels like.
No, it's like oh wow, Doctor Strange 2 made $1 billion, but I don't think anyone actually wanted to see that movie. It's like, well, so some people definitely did. You just don't like the movie. It still made $1 billion, bafflingly.
It shouldn't have, but it did.
It shouldn't have, but it did.
Even if that's not what that audience would.
Spider King in chat said you like cocaine, you just don't know it yet.
Oh, I know.
what they would claim to prefer. Let's look at some examples. Titanfall is a natural example. The shooter basically kicked off the brief advanced movement phase in the middle of the last decade. It was built by ex-Call of Duty developers at Respawn Entertainment, and famously brought all these cool parkour and movement mechanics to first-person shooters. It has a dedicated niche community, but never achieved mass success. At least.
Wasn't Titanfall that game that came out between Battlefield 1 and like some big Call of Duty, and that's why it died?
I would say
or am
actually.
I talking about Titanfall 2?
I don't know, but with Titanfall 2, I would say the game did very well, and then they were just like, "Fuck it, die, idiot," and then that's kind of what caused it to fail and fall.
I was gonna say,
like just neglect not like anything regarding the actual game quality.
Titanfall 1 clearly did well enough to spawn a sequel, so that kind of pokes a hole in your argument. And even if you argue Titanfall 2, like, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the reason that game isn't doing so well because like it's going through the same reason the same thing that TF2 is going through right now with all the bots?
I guess TF2s just get abandoned.
Yeah,
all of them.
But Titanfall 2 got actually fixed and it's playable.
Yeah, and
all-time player peak for Titanfall 2 is 27,000, and the 24-hour peak is 3,000. Sorry.
I think that describing Titanfall 2 as not having, or Titanfall the series as not having mass appeal, is not indicative of the fact that it is a movement shooter. Also, for the record, to my knowledge, he is not going to mention TF2 in this video, so you can pack your bags.
Oh, that's
Disconnect. Before a pretty significant transformation. I always feel bad for giving Titanfall a hard time because it's overall a good game. I liked the campaign. Yes, it didn't launch perfectly, but I think fans of it want to deny that its struggle to continue existing is at least in part down to some design flaws. I just don't think
like a terrible business model of let's drop everything and just do the same game but make it battle pass and make it pay to play.
Companies would never make a sequel and then just make it free to play and then add a battle pass. I've never heard of a company doing that. It would never work.
Never do that. It would never do that.
I think the kids yearn for Titanfall. I always highlight.
I don't think the kids yearn for Titanfall.
They yearn for the mine.
That's a funny line.
Yearn for the mine. The kids yearn for it. Don't you know?
I think the kids yearn for Fortnite. I don't think they yearn for Titanfall. You know,
they're warning up in all the walls saying that.
They yearn for those saturated colors.
Continue existing is at least in part down to some design flaws. I just don't think the kids yearn for Titanfall. I always highlight this tweet by Jason McCord. Basically,
SpaceGuy, would you like to read it?
Near and dear topic for me. Oh wait, hold on. Which one should I
ignore not the quote tweet. I don't care.
Near and dear topic for me after working on Titanfall and Apex. Movement shooters are fun in the short term, but not sustainable in my opinion. These are best fit for arena shooters where a match is quick and fun, but you're all sugared up after 5. You're all cocained out and all whited out after 5 or 6 matches. Welcome to my TED Talk. Standing on a soapbox, which is actually just a fumble, but you know, fucking Swool of Fred.
Not sustainable.
Oh,
I do like how he said not sustainable, and then he said Apex Legends, which is
Guys, I'm gonna make a hard argument here. Fortnite is a movement shooter.
Oh my god.
I would say Fortnite is a fast-paced shooter. I would argue movement, but I don't entirely disagree. The building is there. There are ways to like elevate your movement. I'm not gonna deny that.
Like
it depends on how you play it, honestly.
The core part of the game too. It's not just like some niche thing.
It's certainly not a slow-paced shooter, or like a slow shooter. You know.
Honestly, the fact that they added these like those like knockback grenades, like grappling hooks, I think that's one of the best things the game has ever experienced.
Yeah. Superhero powers that make you move faster.
No. We stop at the bouncy grenades.
Marvel sponsorship. Yeah, no, I don't think
Family Guy.
What game isn't improved by
Family Guy?
What?
I'm so tired from playing Fortnite all night yesterday.
Is that real?
Yeah, so real. grinding that battle pass.
Peter Griffin.
Space guy, no.
Peter Griffin.
Did someone? I thought someone else wanted to say something.
This guy is wrong.
I don't like. Okay, first off, I guarantee you he's gonna be saying he made the game. He's gotta know a thing or two about it, which I always hate.
I hate that shit.
Because first off, what we're gonna be talking about, he made the game, a game that was made by EA. I think that should just kind of ruin that argument very quickly on its own, but it's also just a shitty argument in itself. Okay.
He also worked on Apex, a successful movement shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he saying that movement shooters? Okay, so he's saying they're not sustainable. Is he saying that Apex isn't a movement shooter and that's why it's sustainable, or is he saying that Apex isn't sustainable because it's also a movement
Apex
shooter?
is a movement shooter, even though it stripped away a lot of the movement aspect of Titanfall, and it's not sustainable.
And
This guy is trying to make an argument like by trying to appeal to both sides. He says movement shooters are fun, but like at the same time he says, but they're not for long term. What?
I don't. Yeah, I don't actually get that either.
If something is fun, then you want to play it like again sometimes, perhaps.
If you play one game of Apex Legends, it will take a toll on your body that's irreversible. You'll age 7 years every single time.
After 5 or 6 matches.
5 or 6 matches is a decent amount of time.
Every single time Pathfinder uses a grapple hook, you will grow a gray hair. It will take a toll on your body.
Also, while we're here, Splatoon. Anyone? Do third person?
Yeah,
are we not
played
including
Splatoon.
third person shooters? Because
I played Splatoon.
Splatoon's a
I mean,
very
we already talked about Fortnite.
Splatoon's a very sustainable. Yeah, Fortnite kind of kills this, but even if we're like Fortnite's, let's say someone's like, oh well, Fortnite's abilities are like you're building and they're not tied to your base kit, and then it's like, well, you know, Splatoon exists. It's played by millions. It has 3 sequels.
Yeah, but Splatoon's a game for kids who can't aim,
Well,
because that's the entire point of the game.
So we're narrowing it down to movement shooters that are geared towards adults.
Are we narrowing it?
There is an elephant in the room in that case.
Are we talking about movement shooters now? Because he just says fast games, and then like he's not clarified like what fast means in this. Because
he's talking
there's
about
movement fast, but then there's pacing.
Now?
No, but he swapped because he was talking about the pacing of the game, and now he's talking about the movement of the game. Like
Well,
he
that's
swapped
because he
it
hasn't
for
made a
like 30
definitive
seconds.
statement on either one.
That's
Probably because the script is garbage.
He also said in his ADS video that speed isn't a defined thing. It's all feeling. So,
It's
if
a
you throw that in there, then we really don't know what the fuck he means.
Officer, I was not going 90 in a school zone. Okay, you just perceived me going 90
You just
in a fair.
feel that I'm going 90 pounds.
You just felt that.
You just felt that.
That child just felt like I was going 90 in a 30, and really I was going the limit, Your Honor.
Back to children.
Like
How?
like
SpaceGuy, what is wrong with you?
Like his heart
do you
hit,
mean?
like that guy that I hit with my car. His heart might be. You might think it's going like 0 beats per minute, but I'm feeling that it's going like 30. So, like it's doing
30
fine.
is still very low. 30 is still very low.
He'll be fine.
That is
More than
near
0.
comatose state.
I think it's supposed to be close to like 100.
He outright says movement shooters are fun, but not sustainable.
Why did he crop out movement from that? Oh no, he didn't. It's just in the right over there.
Mobility shooters tend to focus on reaction. Oh, he's reading it. Mobility shooters tend to focus on reaction, not strategy. These words get people arguing, but generally, movement-based mechanics require you to get better on the sticks and react to some unpredictable thing that just happened. Strategy requires you to think, plan, and wasn't that just reacting?
These are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, you can have strategy in a game like DFT.
I do love how strategy is defined as thinking, planning, and then executing and reacting to other people's strategy, and then also moving around is just reacting. It wasn't like moving around, like pacing and like planning out a route strategy, wouldn't that be strategy? Wouldn't that be like,
I feel like I would be using Doom Eternal as an example. Like just the
from
movement shooters that have the most
solely
experience in.
these 2 tweets, I think we can come to a conclusion that Jason McCord is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I don't agree with anything he's saying right now. Like
how
He's
many
contradicting himself like twice now.
How many devs actually play their game is a good question, because I do not think that answer is high. Not many.
No, that's the playtester's job to do. They don't get paid enough to play their games.
Clearly, he's never read The Art of the War by Sun Tzu before.
Guys, I'm gonna go piss myself. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Clearly, listen, guys. Sun Tzu once said, "In war, the general receives his commands from the sovereign, and having collected an army and concentrated his forces, he must blend and harmonize the different elements thereof before pitching his camp. And that comes tactical maneuvering, than in which there is nothing more difficult. The difficulty of tactical maneuvering consists in turning the devious into directing the misfortune into gain."
Please tell me you just remembered that and know that off the top of your head, not just reading that.
I do.
Oh my god.
This is my favorite SpaceGuy bit. He just randomly starts quoting Sun Tzu and somehow brings it back.
I did bring it back. That was like word for word, actually a good one.
Bro, you remind me of that meme. Like, what kind of space guy are you feeling today? The abused children space guy? The Art of War space guy?
I read Art of War, so I know how to abuse children better.
No.
When I use my Art of War personality with my abused children friends.
Combine them all.
Oh my gosh.
Getting all the Infinity Gauntlet stones, you know, that's what the personalities are like.
How much left do you have till you unlock the Peter Griffin skin?
Oh, a lot. I'm like, oh, actually no. I gotta get the stars, but I'm at the level for it.
Okay, when does the season end?
March 6th, I think.
Oh, bro, you're on a 2-week grind.
No, I got it. It'll be fine. I'm on a 2-week grind, so I gotta grind if I want to get that Family Guy funny moment backpack.
Priorities.
Imagine in like 2 months or so, how much worth will the Peter Griffin accounts be?
Meh. Let's get back into it.
Focus on reaction rather than strategy. He said Titanfall is all reactionary, which does.
But it's not Apex, guys. Just Titanfall.
Also, it's not.
How can anything be all reactionary? Something
I think
has to
everything
It's
on
not
some
reactionary.
level is. I think every game in the world, by the way, is all reactionary. I'm gonna be honest.
Guitar Hero is all reactionary. Okay?
I think if like you have a screen change from when you boot it up to just anything, I think that's reactionary, guys. I'm gonna be honest.
I think that your brain reacts to things and fires off synapses when input is given to the brain.
The only way to get good, by the way, I love that. That's how you know what he's talking about when he said get good. Dark Souls.
Yeah, this
When
is
does
the
it come out?
first strike for Jason McCord being just silly.
2022. This needs to get good.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't think any game is all reaction.
You must upload your mind to the central mainframe to think and react faster, soldier. This is fun for a while, but it creates this insane skill gap that doesn't scale to a large player base.
How many sales did Doom Eternal get, by the way?
It's also very tiring.
Fish, that doesn't count because it's not multiplayer. So fuck you.
It has a multiplayer.
Well, that's not the primary focus of the game, so you're wrong.
Fuck you, Fish. I drew you as a Wojak.
I drew you as the sad fish with the stick.
Argument invalid. Argument invalid. I dried up the oceans. You're no longer alive. Bye bye. I win. See you later.
Doesn't scale well to a large player base. Basically, Titan.
I also want to point out that just like this applies to every game, I think, to be honest. When people get good at your game, it creates this insane skill gap that does not scale to new players.
That's actually a good point. I didn't even catch that. You're so right. That's just true of anything ever.
I can think of every game.
And boom, that's a skill gap.
Yeah.
When
people get good at something, you know, the people who haven't gotten good at the thing, they can't compete as easily.
I cannot name like a single competitive game that does not have this issue.
I can't name a single game, period, that doesn't have this issue. Like when
I can name one.
Yeah.
I love how SpaceGuy is talking all about that, and his username and our little watch together thing is xclap.
Xclap.
This is random.
it's just so perfect.
He's clapping back.
I'm clapping against X, guys, because it's no longer called Twitter, if you knew that.
I'm still gonna dead name Twitter.
Yeah.
And if you guys watch the news on the news, it's so awkward because every time they like mention Twitter, they have to say on the platform known as X, formerly known as Twitter.
Formerly Twitter.
Yeah, they have to say that every time. And it's like so
Prince.
awkward.
It's artist formerly known as Prince.
Doesn't scale well to a large player base. Basically, Titanfall's fast-paced gameplay is all sugar. It's super fast-paced, intense.
I don't want to read this. This doesn't inherently mean that the Titanfall mobility is bad, but we're gonna ignore that for the sake of this video. Okay, guys, cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
The part that
Black it out. Put a black bar over that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just all sugar, and that's not sustainable. What is it? Doesn't that mean that would be addicting and sustainable? This is a terrible fucking analogy.
Oh, if only Zesty were here.
We would often talk about that gameplay as eating candy for every meal sounds great until you're on day 3 and your body is revolting and dying.
He said the thing that you were joking about. We're like, if I play Titanfall 2, it's gonna take a physical toll.
Actually,
a part of my soul goes with the game every time I play it.
And again, like there's so many sales for so many games that, like, he is saying that people fucking love movement shooters like this, and they're making so many sales, and it's just like apparently.
I do not get this analogy. I do not get this analogy.
Apparently, after playing
How many
3
calories
days of
is one
Titanfall,
match
you're
of
going to
Titanfall?
die.
I do not get this because it's just like, yeah, it's really great, and then you're on day 3, and then like the thing that's like really great is just now still bad. I don't. It would be more like, imagine if you were eating candy for every day. Sounds great, but then suddenly on the 4th day, I said, "Fuck your candy, eat bugs instead."
And you didn't like
eat Dr. Lichtenstein's ooey gooey. I'm not bringing this bit on this show. I'm not bringing this bit here.
It seems like such a weird way of saying, "Oh no, your game is too fun."
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's also not real. He's made this.
I could get if your game is like literally crack cocaine injected into my bloodstream, and then I'm like, damn, I gotta take a 1-day breather, and then I can get addicted to that again, I guess.
Yeah,
but I feel like that comes more.
A bad thing.
Yeah, I feel like that comes more from like, take this shit no more, man. No Fortnite.
It is so much better. It is so much better to have your player base like take a short break from a game because it's too intense and they can't keep it up, as opposed to just like putting it down forever because like I don't care about this.
Yes, because it's bad.
Also, Tony, I heard your question, and I think that a game of Titanfall 2 is like 200 calories.
Okay. What's like the recommended intake?
It's
per day
kilocalories.
of Titanfall?
Kilocalories.
Yeah,
Okay.
five-
So just
five-
kilocalories.
1,000 calories. That's the max you can have.
1
make sure you don't
million
overdose.
calories.
Intense action but burns the average player out quickly. This is reflected fairly well in the player drop-off. Once this happens, a huge skill gap emerges for people who've mastered the finer movement, memorized,
Hold
it,
on.
and know it off by
No, I was gonna wait for him to finish his thing. I was gonna pause it.
or know it off by heart. Of course, many people.
Okay, there we go. Guys, did you know if people stop playing the game and people keep playing the game, the people that continue to play the game will be better at that game than the people who stopped?
No way! Shut the fuck up.
Do you know that, guys? Did you know, guys, that practice makes perfect, guys? That's crazy.
Look, I'm not gonna be that guy, but this is the exact same argument that Funk made, and no one batted an eye. Funk said that the reason why movement shooters fail is for this reason, and I think this is a stupid reason.
I don't get the argument though, because he's trying to say that's a negative thing, though.
He's trying to say that like what happens is people play a game. People get movement shooters often have a lot of depth. A lot of people get really good at that depth, and so all the people who don't get good at that depth leave
because they don't have the advantage.
Yeah,
but I get that in Funk's case, but that's not what he said, because he said that the player drops off just on its own, which isn't wrong. Don't get me wrong, but then the people who stick around go ahead and fail. He hasn't made that point of like people cannot do the movement. People cannot go ahead. They can't get used to the fast-paced nature, and that's why they leave. He just said that they leave. He hasn't said why.
No, but he's saying that like the skill gap it discourages.
Yeah,
people. That's what he's saying, and that's what Funk also said. It's just like you get pub stomped, and then everyone just cries and then leaves the game because that's how people react. And I just don't think that that's what.
Isn't that what like matchmaking is for? Like if that's if that's like a real issue in your game, I think you just need better matchmaking.
Yeah. Last time we
I
talked
also
about
agree with the
this,
game
I said
itself.
that's what ranked is for.
This also does not feel like an issue that is exclusive to movement shooters. Though.
Not
this
even
is just,
remotely.
this is just like every competitive game once again.
Not even necessarily video.
Not even
like,
competitive.
Chess.
Yeah, I was gonna say chess. Like you can go.
Chess is competitive. What are you on about? You're
like
fighting it. You're fighting somebody else. It's
No, I'm saying that
1v1.
not even competitive games require good MMR in order to be more playable and more fun to play.
Yeah, we were saying that like you could go to a chess tournament and get curb stomped. That doesn't, and if it's literally the whiplash argument, like Fletcher just being like, well, if you want to be good at this game, a good person just wouldn't quit.
Just be good at it.
Just like get better, lol. Like,
and like as the person that has chosen to get good at the game, like imagine you're playing a game that's designed in a way where you've played for way longer than someone, but you play against someone who's just started playing, and they're like on a level playing field with you.
Yeah,
like it's
that would be
it
wouldn't feel great.
TF2 doesn't have matchmaking. It's not terrible. It just doesn't have it.
I feel like it has matchmaking, and it's matchmaking that's designed to make my game experience as fucking miserable as possible.
Sick.
Prove that.
People replied to this exceed, telling him how wrong he is for saying this. Not
maybe because he was wrong.
He was very wrong.
Maybe he's not correct.
Maybe he's wrong.
Can we get a better pause frame, or is it just an issue on my end?
It's just it's a bad pause. Hold on.
Exceed.
There we go.
I'll run through them. I genuinely don't know how to respond to this. I disagree respectfully, of course, but I think Apex is much more tiring to get good at than Titanfall will ever be or has been. I've heard this claim a bunch, and I understand how it's informed Apex is designed. It just really bugs me because I've always personally found the opposite to be true. This point doesn't hold up when fast-paced games with a low TTK like COD or high movement like Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 have been some of the most popular games in the past decade. Battle Royales are the most tiring thing on the planet. Just look at seconds of Apex gameplay makes me vomit and fall asleep at the same time.
TF2 mentioned.
We did it. We made it a TF2 podcast.
Let's fucking
did
go.
He is for saying this. Not just disagreeing, but questioning the judgment.
Look at all these amazing arguments against the point you're trying to back up.
Not like I was trying to make it feels like they're not just disagreeing; they're actually questioning and bringing that counterpoint.
Could you imagine?
Sane person.
Holy shit. Also, bullshit. If I had the ability to do so, I'd spend critical hours playing Titanfall 2 because I love the movement and Titan combat. I spend no time playing Apex because it has none of that, and it just generally feels like inconsistent shit to play. I think your hyperfixation on the sugar rush misses the point. Not sustainable. I played Titanfall 2 every day. We had active lobbies every day, and then it got shut down completely with the lie that it was being hacked. We had to wait years for the fans to make North Star, and I only got to play because I was lucky enough to be there. I think this is the big mistake in your thinking. It may be tiring for you, but from what I hear from Titanfall fans, it was the one game they never got tired of playing.
The second opinion is the best, honestly.
Yeah,
it actually captures everything that we talked about and what we disagreed with this guy in the beginning.
Yeah,
because strategy and reactions are not mutually exclusive, and they never have been.
Yep.
And like really good games are really good at just handling both of those things at the same time, and it's so fun when they manage to do that.
You might even argue that the fast-paced shooters require more strategy because everything is just happening a smidge faster. It's not CS where you just wait in a corner for someone to pick. There's a lot of stuff happening at the same time.
You could argue that CS is a more reactionary game because that is a lot of the primary focus is on having.
This guy wouldn't like that. This guy wouldn't like that, man.
I think that I don't know like CS as intimately as I know a game like Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch even, but I feel like you could argue that there are more reaction tests that are entirely reaction tests.
You're kind of like heavily punished for just moving around in CS:GO compared to like any other game. So
you just gotta like wait in a place and wait for people to walk into you.
CS:GO has that Dead by Daylight fixing the generator gameplay.
I'll be honest, I mostly avoid games like that because that is just not very fun to me.
It's not to me either.
it's just like kind of repetitive, I find, because you can't experiment or do anything. It's just like you sit, you shoot, you sit, you shoot, you sit, you shoot, and
Yeah,
like the
when
only
I
thing
think-
the only thing that changes like where people pop up.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, in that aspect, it definitely is more reactionary because it's just like that's all you can do, really. You can't strategize. You pick your spot. You can't move. Like it's so limiting in that case that it actually limits your ability to strategize.
They buff Zeus's, but it's not like you could ever use them because they're still terrible. And they like everything about them is just punishing and adheres to how you're meant to play the game. Hey, here we go.
Telling him how wrong he is for saying this. Not just disagreeing, but questioning the judgment there. But there's something you need to realize.
I do think...
Extra context.
Sorry, I'm going to pause real quick. But I do think if somebody disagrees with you, I think on the pure basis that they're already questioning your content. I think that's just by definition what disagreement means, that they don't agree with you.
Yeah, you don't need to, you don't need to
give some extra context. Jason McCord isn't just some random nobody who was a designer on the most beloved Call of Duty games, both Titanfalls and Apex Legends.
Yeah, he's still allowed to be wrong.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2, the big red one.
Yeah.
Lead game designer, Apex lead game designer, Titanfall 2, Titanfall.
Fascinatingly, he can be wrong about things.
Yeah.
Crazy.
On Titan Apex Legends. People don't realize just how revealing this is about the success of these games. This is probably at least part of why there is no Titanfall 3. And he's not just saying
But there is a Titanfall 2, and there kind of is a Titanfall 3 though with Apex. You know?
You could certainly argue that Apex is Titanfall 3.
Yeah, it's the same fucking game, let's be honest. They just like ruined everything that was good about it, but it's the same game. Okay? Like it's
It's like Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Hooray.
You could argue that Overwatch 2 is a fucking different game, I guess.
It's Titanfall without the Titan.
Yeah, it's just Fall.
Fall from grace.
Fall the sequel.
Where we fallen, boys?
Also, Alan, were you gonna say something about Apex?
No, I just dropped something.
Okay, my bad.
3. And he's not just
Speaking
saying
of
these
Fall.
things arbitrarily. I can almost guarantee this is a conclusion he came to after many years of company playtesting, research, and data.
He's not a playtester.
And he could be wrong. Like,
And also, maybe it's just something he wrote on Twitter when he was fucking drunk. You don't know that.
We don't know any of. Yeah, like
4 years after the games came out. Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be that guy as well, but from the screenshot he showed of the guys' experience, half of it was just level design, which I think is kind of a different genre of thinking when it comes to
Absolutely.
It was lead design. Level design was for the Call of Duty. He was the lead designer for Titanfall and Apex. It said.
Well, he Homeboy was saying that he was the lead designer on all these beloved Call of Duty games. So he was using that as an example.
Yeah. So we have the wherewithal to be like, well, no, he was the level design for those games. And
I don't like how he tried to squeeze in that Call of Duty's being a fast-paced game is also bad with Titanfall and Apex with that too. He tried to squeeze that in. Try to sneak that by in, try to latch that leech into your freaking lobotomized brain, buddy.
Yep.
I caught that. I'm wearing my tinfoil
He's just
cap.
trying very hard.
Yeah, and it's not working. Also, Rookie in chat is correct. This is an appeal to authority fallacy. Nice.
Playtesting, research, and data. I can almost guarantee that he knows his own game inside and out.
If I were to like pick a fucking completely different developer, arguably on the same game, and he says something entirely different, then where does your argument go?
What happened?
I just like the argument. He clearly knows his own game, as everybody disagrees with him for not knowing his own game.
Well, like what happened? Yeah, I was gonna say we could probably find a Titanfall 2 developer that disagrees with him. Like, as in, either someone who is still on the team, for instance, because that game's still being checked, or someone who's developed an adjacent movement shooter. I'm sure we could probably find actually some of those TF2 interviews with employees about rocket jumping.
Absolutely.
If I remember correctly, one of the reasons they included it from Quake as an intentional mechanic was to raise the skill ceiling. So they clearly don't agree, and then what? You know.
It turns
Also-
out
Well, I drew you as the Wojak, and so you're wrong.
Also, I think we can all relate to like knowing our like creations in and out. Like, I don't know how many of you guys got that feeling. You finish the video, you upload it, and then someone in the comments mentions that there's like a spelling mistake somewhere.
You're like, fuck.
Like it's impossible to know your product in and out when you're just developing it, because
Yeah.
people will find out silly stuff like double sticky jumping midair, or whatever people are doing in COD nowadays, like the crouch spamming. Have you guys seen like pro Call of Duty
Especially-
plays nowadays? Dude,
Yeah.
it's
I was gonna
so
say-
jittery and screen shaky. I don't know how people are capable to play games like that.
Like especially in
with a
something
team of
as
people.
yeah, like especially on something as large as a video game that is made by so many different people working on so many different things. It's like
And so many people playing it as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
So like you have a very narrow viewpoint of what you're doing basically, that your player base has a completely different viewpoint on. So I really don't view that as all that just valuable.
Well, yeah, like I can if I like I don't know how if any of you guys knew this, but there was a in the original theatrical cut of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, there's a car in the background of one of the shots.
Oh yeah.
They took that.
If
the
I
Eagles.
if I talked to Peter Jackson and I was like, "Hey, there's a car in the background," he was like, "Well, I don't think there's a car there." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Well, I'm the director. I would know." And then I'm like, "But look at this car." And he's like, "That's not a car." Like
That's not a. That's just how the hobbits got to Isengard. Idiot. They walked everywhere,
that's
dummy.
a mythical technology.
Everybody always asked why didn't the Eagles fly him? It's because they took the fucking 2009 Hyundai Sonata, idiot.
They took a Ford
at
F-150.
the end of the day.
Dumb.
At the end of the day, this is really just like dissecting Death of the Author as a concept and like exactly why it exists in the first place.
It's like I don't give a shit what he said. If he what he
Yeah,
said
I don't give a
isn't-
shit what I don't give a shit what Jim Davis said.
Yeah.
John guzzled some fucking dog cum in one of those Garfield comics.
Yeah, he absolutely did.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is backed by
drew
evidence.
I drew JR Token as the Wojak and me as the Chad. So
I drew Jim
am
Davis as the Wojak and Garfield as the Chad.
Garfield is a Chad.
yes, they did manage to make the Titanfall formula extremely successful, popular, and profitable. How?
I thought you just said earlier that it wasn't.
No, it's not.
Let him
No,
finish. Let him
naming
finish. Let him
not.
finish.
Apex maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna say how Apex is that instead by stripping it back. Watch.
Formula
By dumbing it
extremely
down.
Successful, popular, and profitable. How? Of course, it was by gutting most of the movement mechanics. The Titans placing the player on fuck huge maps in slow matches where you only get into
Hold on.
gunfights every.
He has never played a game of Apex Legends in his fucking life if he's saying you never get into a gunfight. What do you mean? Apex Legends pacing is like you get into a gunfight and you're just never getting out. That's just the
You're
game.
permanently stuck.
That's literally the
it
game.
depends
There's
on the match.
something to
It's
it,
on
yeah.
the
That's not
map.
even wrong. The game like actively promotes getting into fights, okay, which I do like. Okay,
Yeah.
I do actually enjoy that. So of course, if somebody gets into a fight, everybody's gonna go there. It never fucking ends. It never ends. When I was playing Apex Legends, I remember like getting a fight and then having to kill like 7 other fucking teams in the same spot. It just never ends. It
Yeah, you
never
get third,
stops.
fourth, fifth, and sixth partied.
It never stops.
Hold on, is his name Tim Allen Gaming? Isn't that you?
That's
Uh,
Tony Allen.
Yeah, this is my video, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird coincidence. I don't know why,
Explain.
why me and this guy both impersonate Tim
Crazy.
Allen. It's a
Bro,
little
all
strange.
it takes is this video to be AI spoken as well.
Yeah.
That
Wait,
would expose
you're a Wraith main? That's kind of cringe.
Actually, a crypto man. Not to brag or anything.
That's also kind of cringe.
Okay,
like
well,
in
never mind.
Not like in a
He's- he
not like
doesn't-
in a bad way.
He's like,
I've, so he said that, like, I mean, I've never played Titanfall, but like, there are still a lot of like movement mechanics
Yeah.
probably added to Apex. Like, I would guess like for every movement mechanic removed from Titanfall, they added
not
like a
even-
different one to Apex.
It's not even really removed. It's just that like you can't swap them out readily and easily because it's just like in Titanfall you had a loadout which had everybody's abilities essentially in it, but now all the abilities are assigned to a character
Yeah.
instead.
and that isn't removal.
The only thing that he really said that they did remove was the fucking Titans. That's the only thing they fucking got rid of.
Slow matches where you only get into gunfights every 5 minutes and dramatically increasing the time to kill. They made Titanfall work by massively slowing down the pace, by making it not a movement shooter.
Hard disagree on that.
It's a battle royale game also that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Remember last decade when there was a moment where every game wanted to be advanced mobility, super fast, high octane, cracked out bruh movement? And then they all abandoned that? Call of Duty ruled shooters. Imagine you went back to that time and told them that the new hot super massive trend would be slow games on massive maps where an average player would be doing well if they got like 15 kills.
That is well. What do you mean? That is well in Apex Legends, all things considered. Like, what do you
I feel like that's
about?
well in most games, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty well. 15 kills is like pretty
15
good.
kills is a decent amount. But I think he's
Unless you're on like fucking Thunder Mountain or something, like yeah, that's good.
He's trying to make like he's trying to make it fancy that 50 kills is not a lot. But
well,
like
it wasn't. He was trying to say it wasn't a lot for them, for like Advanced Warfare players, which I don't know. I never played the game. Also, Advanced Warfare was like maligned a lot. Like a lot of people hate that game. A lot of people still.
I think
hate
that's
that
the
game.
point he's trying to make is that like.
Well, no.
It's trying to be a movement shooter now.
Well, no. He was saying that he was saying in the mid 2010s, like early to mid 2010s, and he used Advanced Warfare gameplay. So he's saying like it used to be there was this huge trend where every game wanted to have the cracked out bruh movement, and he was like, imagine if we went back in time and told those players that their games are going to become obsolete, basically. Which,
basically just saying, oh hey, what if you had the Call of Duty you actually liked back?
Yeah, I was like, I remember I was there, and I know I had huge Call of Duty fans that.
Do not recite the game to me, fool! I was there when it was written.
I was there. I remember Advanced Warfare's launch, and everyone hated the game. Most people, I should say everyone, but most people I know
liked it.
Well, fuck you. Okay, you don't fit my argument. Get out of the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And this seems like a weird. Oh, he's gone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Finally.
This is a weird angle to tackle it from because like a lot of franchises like this, like Call of Duty and like Halo, are very resistant to change. And as far as I know, this was like a huge change for Call of Duty, and people were just like, "Nope, I don't like this." Like people were resistant to Halo when it added sprinting, right?
He doesn't like sprinting either as a mechanic.
I'm also like very confused because like this is not. Could you imagine if players that were in a very nice, tightly packed map were now told they were playing in a nice open one with 100 players that don't respawn? Like that's not a diss on movement shooters. That's a diss on the battle royale system as a whole.
That's a huge jump. Also, like, not even comparable to one another.
Yeah.
Massive maps where an average player would be doing well if they got like 15 kills. A game where you could have a chance at first place by literally hiding for like 20 minutes. And yeah,
that sounds awful.
No, and that's not even accurate.
That's also that's for the record.
If you hide in a hole for the whole match in Apex, even if you make it to the last fight, the other team is going to have way better equipment.
You'll get second place by hiding in a hole. I used to play Minecraft Ultra Hardcore PvP. I know exactly what this is like. I'll hide in my hole, and hey, I'll have full health by the time the fucking last fight's starting. But when I get there, the other guy's going to have like full enchanted diamond armor.
Yeah.
Well, so I haven't played a lot of Apex in a while, but the last time I really played it, sitting like in a corner, and this is probably a fault of the game, was like a viable way to at least like rank up to a certain extent in ranked games, is if you just find a corner and hide from everyone.
It was good for getting XP, but it wasn't good for winning the actual game.
Yeah,
it's not fun, but like if you want to rank up, like that's
if you get second place in that, then you're gonna rank up more than like all the shitters who actually tried to go into a fight and got like 98th place.
Guaranteed to lose, but like fuck it, you get that XP, I guess.
Tim, that would be sorry.
I was gonna say that, which I think says more on the monetization and shitty system of having a battle pass and stuff with like most Royale games. But what do I know? I'm not lead designer.
Tim, that would be a fair point, but he used the word win. He didn't say like you would do well. He said like you have a good chance of winning, which is like he's wrong both ways. Because if he's correct, that's not a good thing. I don't think he's correct, which is also not a good thing. So he's
That's
wrong.
true.
It was just a bad thing he shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
Battle Royale dominated and continues to succeed despite proclamations to the contrary. Even the genre that's being hyped as its replacement, the Tarkov clones like Hunt and Marathon.
Who the fuck? Who
What?
said
saying
who
this?
said that?
Nobody's saying that.
I've
Nobody
never
said
in my
this.
life heard that.
Nobody said this. What?
The citation
Who is
needed.
living in your walls, bro?
Who is telling you that the Tarkov clones of the world that I don't know exist are gonna replace the?
What
I think the only extraction shooter like that has been successful is Tarkov. I think that is literally it. All the other ones I've seen have flopped and failed. Also, unrelated, but my friends are fucking addicted to Tarkov like is heroin. I swear to God,
I've
it
never
is
played
actually like reaching the points of unhealthiness. They have been playing for nearly 2 weeks straight. It is genuinely like concerning like, how often they're playing and how long.
What is a?
At this point, just get new friends.
Real, fair enough.
Go to the friend store and buy new friends.
I've never played Tarkov, but
I've
it's
also
like
never
it's
played it.
basically DayZ without the zombies, right?
Yeah. Well, the zombies are Russians.
Yeah, that explains.
Okay, so it's with the zombies then.
Nah. Yeah, no.
we already should talk the Polish enough. We gotta spread it out a little bit.
Spread it
Yeah.
out. We will attack all of Europe soon. Don't
What
take that
about
out
Call
of
of Duty
context.
DMZ isn't that an extraction shooter? Yeah, but they also can that. That's no longer a thing.
I don't even know what is an extraction shooter.
Extraction shooter is kind of like a battle royale. You get everybody that goes into the map, and then you loot the map, and then you get better guns, and then you get out, and then you keep that gear. It's kind of like a roguelike in a sense, where the point of it is to keep going in, but then obviously you lose shit if you die in there.
Interesting.
PvP roguelike. That's the best way I could describe it.
Interesting.
Even the genre that's being hyped as its replacement, the Tarkov clones like Hunt and Marathon, is similarly slow, and they have a lot in common with Battle Royale. They have similar stakes and tension.
Okay, Hunt is a battle royale game. First off, I do not get this argument at all.
Who the fuck would
I'm
describe?
hella hyped for Marathon though.
Yeah,
Who the fuck would describe Apex and Fortnite, which he's conveniently ignoring, by the way? Who the fuck would describe Fortnite and Apex as slow?
guys, Fortnite and Apex is heading out. Make way for Tarkov and Hunt Showdown, the true titans of the gaming industry right now.
I just don't get it. Who the fuck is saying?
I'm not
going
to disagree that Hunt Showdown is popular, but it's not more popular than fucking Fortnite, guys.
Who in their right mind would call Fortnite slow? Like slow in the sense, unless they mean slow in the sense that like
he's saying it's slow if you deliberately like make it slow. If you hide away and don't play the game
there are
at all,
people.
then it's slow.
He just fucking
Then
hides
it's slow.
around. It does nothing the entire game. Then yeah.
If you go AFK, then it's slow, guys.
Well, yeah,
if
if
you
I-
actively refuse
you
to
must
play the game,
remember
then it's slow.
So you can play Fortnite that way. You can go drop at the very end of the map, like where no one is, and then just build your loot out of just looting places where no one has been yet. And then
If I hide and go prone in a corner in a Call of Duty game, and then I go ahead and I come up with 0 deaths, technically speaking, it's the same argument. If you don't play the game, then you're not gonna have fun, and you're not gonna play the game, and it's gonna be bad. I don't get the argument.
No. It's
I don't
gonna
get
be
it.
better.
No,
It's
I don't
gonna
get
be
it.
Like,
better. Trust.
But no,
yeah, if you don't play the game,
I-
then that makes it slow, and that makes it good.
Well, no, you could also like this argument also wouldn't work. Like if I play Jigglypuff in Melee suddenly becomes a whole lot slower, but the game doesn't be like literally like the game's average speed or however the fuck you want it, like the actions per minute doesn't change. It's just I picked a slower character. If I play the black box conch combo in TF2, it's suddenly the time to kill goes down exponentially for me specifically as a player. That doesn't mean the game is now slower overall. Like if I choose strategies that make the game slower, the game overall does not lose speed. It's just I'm doing something to slow down the game on purpose.
Yeah,
Doesn't the time to kill go up? I'm sorry for
No, if you click the black box conch, your survivability goes through the fucking roof, and then no one can kill you unless you're.
Well, yeah, then he's saying time to kill.
Time to kill you.
Yeah, the time to kill for me. The time to kill for others actually also goes down because I have one less rocket in the clip, and that isn't good. But that's beside the point. It's not the argument I'm making.
Like, I went into this video thinking it would be all about, like, oh, I just prefer a certain style of game, but it's more like he prefers a certain style of gameplay, which is arguably worse because that just makes even less sense.
Violently subjective, and there's no attempt to make it objective by, like, establishing why something is good.
Because these people who make these fucking video essays are so bad at just defining whatever it is they're talking about, and they just talk at a wall for like 15 minutes straight and don't actually say anything.
Are we talking about mobility shooters? Or are we talking about pacing still? He has not clarified which one he's talking about. He's flip-flop between both, so...
Because he's not saying anything.
Hey, this guy agrees with me.
Stakes and tension. They have extended breaks between gunfights to pace the game and build tension. They have.
What if the gunfights themselves are fast? Like what if it's like Doom Eternal, where like the pace in between the gunfights we have a slowdown point, but then the gunfights themselves are super fast paced. What happens then?
Yeah, this is like judging Doom Eternal by its fucking platforming sections. What crack are you smoking right now?
Doom Eternal's not. No one would describe Doom as slow paced, but it's the same thing. It has not the same thing. There's pacing in between the two. Yeah.
Crunchy.
That you can lose. Battle Royale is successful because of pacing. Each game is
so he is talking about pacing then. He's not talking about movement.
What the fuck?
Like a movie that slowly builds up to a climax and a final showdown to determine whether it's a tragedy or a comedy.
This is not. He has not played a battle royale game. This is no battle royale game.
What the fuck did I just hear?
No fucking battle royale game starts like this.
What did he? Wait, what did he say?
Quote the fucking Joker? What the fuck? What?
Every battle royale game is either a tragedy or a comedy.
I thought my battle royale game was a tragedy, but in reality, I learned it's a comedy. What the fuck?
Like a dog chasing loot.
I pick my class. I pick my class at the beginning of the game.
My father
was a Fortnite player.
My father.
And one day he came home more cracked than usual.
#1 victory royale.
Yeah, Fortnite. We're about to get down. Get down.
That slowly builds up to a climax and a final
10 kills on
showdown
the board right
to
now.
determine a tragedy or a comedy. I mean,
fuck?
it's literally based on a film. Fast shooters on
What?
On a film.
It was the genre's based on a film, therefore it's like a movie. It makes perfect sense.
Guys,
Where
guns exist. It's gotta be made based on Citizen Kane. Guns exist, guys, based on Citizen Kane.
Guys, this is such a wild ass thing to say.
each game is like a movie that slowly builds up to a climax and a
My
final
life is
showdown
like
to
a
Tim,
video
hit your
game.
shots. Okay.
tragedy or a comedy. I mean, it's literally based on a film. Fast shooters, on the contrary, are Michael Bay films. Constant action.
Michael Bay films
What?
have a build up to a climax. What?
I don't get.
What?
I don't understand. What is he on about?
I think he's trying to say that like fast shooters are all style and no substance.
But he fucked it because he's about to show footage of a game that
By
has a lot of
comparing it
substance.
to another game that has only style, like a lot of style and substance. Like what? I don't get it.
And also,
But he's also complaining that game's dumb and bad. I don't get it.
also he
I don't get
He
it.
said Apex Legends is like a movie with a climax, and then he said, but the other ones are like Michael Bay movies, but those also have like climaxes and lead ups. And I know that
He's talking about Transformers 2, where they go ahead and they say,
It has
"I'm
a
looking at his
plot.
balls right now."
It's not
Stop
good.
hugging the balls, koala."
we don't have to do any of this bullshit. Just say the one is good and one is bad, and explain why. What are we doing? Like,
No, he has to be artsy about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're the Wojak, and you're the one that plays Michael Bay games. He plays Steven Spielberg, Alfred Hitchcock games.
No, you're the Wojak, and you play Michael Bay.
Constant action. Arena shooters are a great example. They require a constant degree of attention and focus. If you let up...
Why was he? Why?
So is every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
So
add a
if
drop
I
shadow
look
to your
away
decks,
from my
please.
Guys, did you know that games require you to play the game? This is
If I look
really
away from the
big, I
fucking
know.
zoo and Zoo Tycoon, then yeah, like the fucking ostriches are gonna breed out of control, and then suddenly my exhibit is filled with poop.
Did you know I could play Zoo Tycoon really fast? Hypothetically,
You could.
I could.
You'd run out of money fast, but you could do it.
I could do it. Watch me.
Constant action. Arena shooters are a great example. They require a constant degree of attention and focus. If you let up for a moment, you will be punished. It's fun and engaging in short bursts, but tiring.
But you know what's better? Being able to stand in a corner of the map and just win. That's so much better. Gosh, I love it.
And you can play that for hours.
And you can...
Let's just see, like,
you
he's trying to make a
hours.
point, though. He's trying to make a point that you never get a moment of respite and like brief in an arena show. Let's just see, like, from this fight. Let's just see how long it takes. Okay.
They require a constant degree of attention and focus. If you let up for a moment, you will be punished.
After this fight, after he kills this guy, let's see how long until he gets into another fight.
Tiring for long periods of time. It's a bit like the ancient parable of New Coke.
He did not get into a new fight.
Okay, it was like 12 seconds. It was 12 seconds.
It was that long that we had an ad break.
Seconds.
Yeah, it was so long we had an ad break.
I love sugary caffeinated drinks. I love them. I love them.
Just terrible.
When did
Ancient
space
parable of
activate?
New Coke.
I'm drinking
New
a bottle
Coke is
of
his
Pepsi.
trigger word.
New Coke is his...
Seeing that can of Pepsi was the trigger.
Oh shit.
User research to find a new recipe. They tried different recipes with test.
Wait, but this can't... Sorry, I'm gonna let him finish, but this can't work, right? Because New Coke would be Battle Royales, and New Coke failed.
Yeah.
Like,
what the hell?
What?
Yeah.
This can't work. Your analogy's about to fuck. I can't
It's
talk.
about to fuck.
It's about to
Bow,
fuck.
chicka, bow, bow.
Your analogy is about to fuck.
Coke did user
about?
research to find a new recipe. They tried different recipes with test audiences using small samples. One recipe stood out as the most preferred. It was the highest rated in the samples. They introduced this recipe as a new product, New Coke, and it was horrible. Everyone hated it. Why was that?
No, they
It
didn't.
scored so
No, you'll see. This is actually a true thing. Just let us play out.
well in tests.
Oh, no, I know that New
no, I
Coke
know
was
this.
controversial, but not everyone hated it.
No, it was like people. There were people who were diehard old Coke fans.
Yeah.
This did happen, but not how he's portraying it.
And
A
then
lot
the
of people
solution
didn't care.
was they just made both a thing.
Yeah,
They did both.
And then eventually they phased out the New Coke.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they eventually replaced the Coke Classic with the New Coke, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's all made with high fructose corn syrup now instead of cane sugar.
Yeah, and then they made the old Coke, the cane sugar one, into Coca-Cola Life, and then that failed. So now what?
Coca-Cola gives me life.
Why
It's
was
almost
it
like this is a really bad
It's
analogy.
almost like this is not at all like what you're
My
about to say.
vitality.
Also-
I don't get what he's trying to say, because I know what he's gonna say. He's gonna say New Coke failed, so they had to like replace it and bring it back. So like, if he's talking about arena shooters being the new Coke, does that mean that they just went like back to playing fucking board games? Like they playing
No, that's-
Scrabble instead? Like what do you mean? What's before the arena shooter?
This cannot
What is-
work because
What is
Yeah.
before Quake? What game is before Quake as the arena shooter? Like what is before? Because you use
Asteroids.
Quake as the example. No, it's gotta be
No, no.
hungry hippos. Okay,
No,
clearly.
like if
No,
this,
no,
if
no.
this analogy was actually being for real right
We're
now,
on.
then like Quake would be the classic Coca-Cola that everyone loved,
Correct.
and then
Yeah.
whatever new garbage is just like the Fortnite. The new Coke is the Fortnite.
Yeah.
Progenitor.
Apparently everyone would hate that, and then we'd go back to
This
fucking
guy.
Quake.
Quake is the progenitor, buddy. Okay, it came out of the primordial ooze and it rose and arisen. It gave life. Okay, like Coke life. Okay, pal.
Also,
you don't know what you're talking
Alcoholic
about.
itself came out of fucking Coca-Cola Classic.
Also, this argument is going to go means that we could probably apply it to any new thing ever. No new thing should work, is based off of what he's about to say.
Yeah, this is
This
just
is
a terrible
bad.
analogy.
Like you don't know, you should get into the nuance of why New Coke failed, because that's the
The
interesting part.
Big Bang was caused by two Quake Pro champion players air-shotting one each other. Okay, like this guy does nothing.
And those two rockets, fuck, and then they made
Collided
Team
and
Fortress 2.
exploded. What
and
the
it was
heck?
horrible. Everyone hated it. Why was that? It scored so well in tests of the general public, but then the general public hated it upon release. Because
Why?
the new Coke recipe was sweeter. It had
I'm sorry. This is like a complete tangent, but I love the
Oh my God.
segregation signs about like new Coca-Cola drinkers. I love that.
It's pretty great.
National headquarters, 100% cola drinkers. No new Coca-Cola drinkers allowed. Get out.
It's like a cult.
Go back to where you belong.
So the point is that it's not trying. He's not trying to actually make it be like, oh, it's bad, and so we have to go back to the old thing. He's saying, oh, new Coke is too sugary. It's too much, just like how fucking movement shooters are. Because he's really fixating on that whole, oh, movement shooters are all sugar. It's all
Coke was just too good, guys. That's why people wanted to go back.
It was
just too good.
It was too good.
Mortal man was not like bequeathed this gift from God. They have to revert it back, okay? Prometheus delivered fire, okay? Like how New Coke was delivered the man and Battle Royales were delivered the man.
You know why
You must
people
give up these gifts.
You know why people hated Kendrick Lamar is because he was too good. You know why people hated people hate good things. That's my point. He was too.
This is literally.
I mean,
This is like textbook definition of being contrarian for the sake of being contrarian,
Yeah.
bro.
And like,
I mean, I think good things are bad. Like personally.
yeah. That it's just the Luke Correria meme where it's like, oh, you like popular thing? Sorry, popular thing not good anymore.
How come
now?
How come the subtitles are in German but the text is in English?
Because the advertisements in English advertisement.
That's stupid.
That's
How come you couldn't get an American advertising?
I don't know why this is what he chose.
They can't get an American news
video
video.
that I know you watched.
Why was that?
What?
It scored so well in tests of the general public.
Min
But then the
Pepsi
general
Stagger.
public hated it upon release. Because the new Coke recipe was sweeter. It had more of a hit in short bursts, like they were getting in a test. People preferred it when they were drinking a small amount. But over a longer period of time, it got sickly. People grew sick of new Coke and demanded the original back. Giving too much in a small period of time can burn out the end user far quicker. Counter-Strike...
What? What?
Counter-Strike!
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
CSGO jump scare. Whoa!
You would
I
think
don't
this
get-
is like a Leafy video or something.
I don't get me when I get like all my willpower burns out from drinking new Coke.
Bro, I am so lost. We were just listening
He
a
hasn't
very
made a point
interesting
yet.
documentary about
No.
Coca-Cola, and I was just Counter-Strike.
We are 7 minutes in and he has yet to actually make a point.
No, he's just saying things. That's all these videos fucking do. They just say things.
All right.
There's no meaning.
But if you listen to it in the background and you don't think about it,
You're just eating your fucking hamburger or whatever.
you drinking your new Coke, you don't think about it, and then you listen to you're like, well, I that's what I thought, you know. It's so
That's not
cringe.
the reason why. Alright.
the end user quicker. Counter-Strike came to PC at a time when arena
Counter-Strike.
shooters ruled and made a slower, more casual-friendly game, at least compared to what came before. It had mechanics to make it
Counter-Strike's
easier
not
than
a casual
games
friend-
before.
I would,
No.
100% casual. Counter-Strike, it's not a
Counter-Strike-
casual.
Counter-Strike is
oriented
the-
friendly game.
Counter-Strike is the epitome of a game where the skill gap is way too high between new players and experienced ones.
No, you're wrong. Even though it has the highest and like #1 biggest competitive scene in the world, it's a casual game. Okay,
It's
you're wrong.
It's not a casual game. What are you
Even
talking
though,
about?
even though
Wow.
CS:GO, even though CS:GO 2 has literally 2 competitive modes and only 1 casual, you're wrong. I'm right.
You're wrong, Lucid, for trying to be, reasonable and stuff. Sorry, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
game, at least compared to what came before. It had mechanics to make it easier than games before. You get extra money after failing rounds. There were long
That's not
periods between
easier.
gun battles. You had incentives to slow down.
What?
Nice flick there, buddy. Fuck that plan up, bro.
That guy obliterated that flower. Man.
He was like,
That
"Look,
plan
who's
up,
there?"
man. Way to go.
This is what playing slow video games does to a man, dude.
What? Who's
You
there?
guys don't
Yeah.
understand. You guys don't understand though. The game's more accessible by having features only found in this game that corresponds to the gameplay of this game, such as buying weapons
Yeah.
and
And
waiting
2 minutes between gunfights, like 30 seconds between gunfights. Which, by the way, as we went over, he was already waiting like a good 30 seconds in that, well, 12 seconds in that quick.
Rounds. There were long periods between gun battles. You had incentives to slow down, like movement inaccuracy. Your reticle flares whenever you move. Counter-Strike then went on to become the most successful...
hold
There's
the
a
fucking
gameplay
phone.
function behind that.
Yeah, by the way, this is something that is commonly found in most FPSs. It's not unique to Counter-Strike, and Counter-Strike was not the first one to bring this up.
You have shown games that came out before Counter-Strike that did this.
Yeah. I don't. I think he's trying not to mention I think he's talking about like Counter-Strike, the OG one, like the source mod. But there is still other games that did that, guys. That was not the first.
If he was using actual Counter-Strike footage from that, then
yeah,
CS2.
Go. This is
Your
go.
reticle flares whenever you move. Counter-Strike then went on to become the most successful multiplayer shooter ever, and arena shooters went on to die. This is a big one because again.
Hold on, hold the phone. This is like such a terrible argument.
Doom Eternal.
The most popular game in the world, don't get me wrong, all right? But I'm pretty sure every other game of the opposite category stacked up would very easily overwhelm that number.
I'm just stuck at like, just because it's not the most popular thing doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. Like what?
Yeah.
You're talking about commercial viability as if it in any way correlates to the quality of a thing.
Dick Cheney won the popular vote, but he's not very popular, so clearly this guy doesn't know.
What a wild pull for an analogy, holy shit.
And fashion changes, fads come and go, but Counter-Strike has reigned for 20 years, from strength to strength.
What?
Oh, whoa, back up.
20 years?
Yeah. Talking about the start. He's talking about the start, which, by the way, came out.
Strength. And it's still growing massively. Think about how many lame COD clones there are out there that get forgotten. Riot Games makes a lame Counter-Strike clone, and even that succeeds hugely. And, of course, because it's a shredded...
Because it's Riot fucking...
Yeah, this League of Legends, you know, like, the biggest game.
This is a bad analogy. Also, one could argue
I'm gonna say something controversial. I think this guy's an imbecile.
Well,
Nobody play. Yeah, first off, I do like the argument that every single Counter-Strike game was goated. Everybody loved playing Condition Zero. Everybody loved playing Counter-Strike Neo. Okay.
I still cannot get over that flower pot flick.
I don't know why he even did that.
Bro, I love how this entire gameplay clip didn't even include a singular frag. Like, we saw him shoot the enemy gamers.
In every other clip, but in Counter-Strike, when he's like, "Oh, flower pot, this is my."
Counter-Strike came out.
His name is Tim Allen Gaming. Like, that's my thing. He stole it from me.
Counter-Strike came out in 2000. 2000s when Counter-Strike came out. Halo and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like that trilogy came out, like, I think it was no, they came out like years after, like 4 or 5 years after.
I thought Combat Evolved was 2000 or 1999. Or maybe 2001.
I think it's 2001, I think.
Oh, okay.
There are out there that get forgotten.
No, 2004.
Oh,
because I remember, because it was alongside with Half-Life 2. Oh no, 2001. I'm an idiot. Never mind. No, I'm talking about. I'm thinking of Half-Life.
Riot Games makes a lame Counter-Strike clone, and even that succeeds hugely. And of course,
what about Overwatch? Fuck it. We could play this game all day. We could absolutely just pull out random shooters out of our ass. Like, would that have been widely successful? Also, we're just ignoring Fortnite, I guess. Fortnite doesn't exist.
It doesn't. No.
It doesn't fit his argument. It's not a first-person game, so it doesn't count as a shooter. I guess, probably.
Even though you shoot things.
Even though you shoot things.
Because it's a shredded nerd video, Halo. For some reason, I always
talk
about how slow Halo 3 is. Some people certainly describe all Halo as slow, but especially some people say this about Halo 3. That's funny because Halo 3 is the best.
Who was it at the beginning that said they would describe Halo as a slow game?
I think it was Tim.
I've never played Halo.
Must have been.
I said Halo is a fast-paced game. Like, it doesn't have a lot of mobility options, but it is a fast-paced game. That is what I said.
Yeah. Well, so much for that.
Say this about Halo 3. That's funny because Halo 3 is the best one. it being slow doesn't affect the quality of the game at all.
Yeah, it's okay, and like,
Wait, hold on. The game being slow does not affect the quality, but the game being fast
that affects the
does.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how fun the gameplay is. It is one of the best paced in both campaign and multiplayer. I personally don't even find it that slow because all of the
What?
Don't you say being slow isn't a
Don't
bad?
don't fuck up your argument, my boy. Like, you didn't have to say that.
You really didn't. In fact, you shouldn't have said that.
You should not have
because
said
you're
that because
an idiot.
yeah.
You
now-
just use slow as a synonym for bad.
yeah.
Wait, did you say that? Did you say that
I don't
Halo was
even
actually
think it's
fast?
that
Did you say
slow.
that Halo was actually fast and that made it fun and good? Did you say that? Did you say that?
I personally don't even find it that slow because all of the level geometry is, you know, built around the player's speed. It's never really hard to get anywhere. It does also have momentum, so when you move, you need to commit
Wow.
to it. If you change,
That sounds like
is it hard to get?
fast-paced.
Is it hard to get
game.
places in Apex, or in Titanfall, or in any other? If it is hard to get somewhere in a game where you can move, that's probably a bad thing, unless you're not supposed to get to the place.
It's not even
Yeah,
hard
generally
to get to
speaking-
point A or B in any of these games. It's just more so getting good at getting there, if that makes sense.
Generally speaking, most video games, the level design should ideally be based around your movement capabilities.
I agree.
So if your movement capabilities are, oh, you walk and jump, then yeah, the level should be based around that.
This is a wild pull for a game, but I've been recently playing a farming sim called Snacko, and it has like an action adventure. There are action adventure segments or like open world like hub areas, and your movement speed is way too slow for how big everything is. So a lot of the time the game would benefit greatly from you just being able to move faster, because there is so much time in between going places. And of course it's a farming sim, so you know you're racing against the clock to an extent to get as much stuff done in the span of a day. And it's like the game's biggest flaw in my opinion. I should have just played
I would
that.
read what
There's the
snack
other example where
is,
I
like
get
the description, but there is no description for it on Steam for some reason.
What? Wait,
There is no description for it on the store page. Like I can't describe it. I could read like the list it has. It has 26 different characters to meet and get to know, and 21 romanceable characters, but I can't like give you the fucking like description of the game. There is no description of the game on the front store page.
It says on my end, it says set out for a new life away from the city to rebuild a town from scratch, decorate, collect, produce, and befriend in this
Yeah,
captivating.
okay. I was hoping there'd be a bit more that this is a farming game. Okay,
Oh,
I was
okay,
kind of hoping that.
my-
I was so there's
my bad.
nothing on the main page itself that like
okay, my bad.
every other
You were
game
correct.
has. It
Yeah.
is just
You are correct. My bad.
to get anywhere. It does also have momentum, so when you move, you need to commit to it. If you change,
This is the same clip you just used. Why did you do that? Use a different clip. You just used this one.
have momentum, so when you move, you need to commit to it. If you change direction, it takes a little bit of time to regain your speed. I think what Halo lacks is the appearance of speed. I think that's what people often talk about when they say they want speed in a game. Things like sprint and advanced movement mechanics to make the game look like it's faster. One thing I will say about
See, he's consistent. A speed is just a feeling. It has nothing to do with how
It's
fast
just the
you're going.
vibe, man.
It's just the vibe.
What did that- But all I'm hearing is that people are now complaining that the game is slow though, because it looks slow.
Yeah.
So slow games are bad now.
What? Slow game? No, slow games are good. Fuck you.
Game
Except when they're not.
Except when they're not.
One thing I will say
Oh,
about Halo is
no.
that positioning is really important because you
That's in
can't
every
just
fucking
easily
game. I hate this argument.
Yeah.
Positioning is
Fucking, I always hate that. I always say when somebody says like, "Yeah, positioning and aim are important, more important." Like, shut the fuck up. Come with something original,
Yeah.
child.
fucking heavy mains come up with that.
Child.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, positioning
Fucking-
is
Imbecile.
positioning is
You know nothing.
positioning is something I've said this before, but positioning is something you can master or get better at basically by playing any character in a video game. It doesn't really matter. Like the position.
I could beat you in a fucking rock paper scissors fight, and then they'll still pull like, yeah, my positioning and my aiming was bad. I gotta get better. That's all this is about. Like, motherfucker, shut up.
Your
Be
aim is bad.
quiet. Be quiet. Don't want to hear it.
Positioning is really important because you can't just easily escape a bad position that you put yourself in. This
You
adds
can't in fucking other game. What?
Every game.
In
Yeah,
every
what-
game. What game is there where like every
Like,
action is just
I just
completely
hate it.
non-committal?
It's just like it's not wrong, but it's just boring to hear over and over again. Like it's stating the obvious.
No, but he
It's
is. He's implying that in like a Titanfall 2, if you put yourself in a bad position, you can just leave. It's like no.
You have that movement. Yeah. Duh. No, I don't know.
That is certainly not the case in something like TF2. Not really in Doom Eternal either, because like the fuck, dude, if you don't have, like, if you just like throw yourself in front of a Baron or a Tyrant or something, and you don't have like a blood punch or a grenade to falter it, then like you could be super fucked super easily.
Yeah.
No, I cheat.
Okay.
I'd win.
I'm just built different.
I'd
Put
win.
that permanent quad damage on.
me personally, I wouldn't die.
Going into the
You have
console
to
and
put-
hacking out Hell Barons. That's what I do. I win.
I would
Erasing them from the wrist.
I would inspect
deleting all
element.
the files.
I'd inspect element on the enemy, and I'd just delete.
I would draw myself as the Chad.
I draw myself fan art of beating the enemy.
position that you put yourself in. This adds strategy because you have to put thought into every movement. If
I
you
don't like
walk
shit.
into a-
In what game? Name me a game where
like-
that isn't true.
You know, like the Charlie Brown parents where they go, "Mama."
Ironically, Lucid, I think the
That's not
game
what it
you were
sounds like. I'm
looking
sorry,
for is
Darren.
Counter-Strike.
No,
Because
but
literally when you're defending, you're going to
Counter-Strike-
a site, you're taking a defending position, and then you just stay there. And you don't
Yeah,
think
but
about
then
anything else.
You do have to move from that spot once you kill a guy or fuck up.
well, it's more like
And then-
sorry.
And you have to commit to where you moved from that point too.
I was simply
Yeah, but
even,
then you take a
sorry.
pause.
Even in that situation though, I think that's only really true because like the areas where you stand are really well defined because of how long the meta has been developed in Counter-Strike. So like imagine if you didn't know if you were in a completely new map in a new setting, then the movement and the positioning and strategy behind where you put yourself would be much more important, or it would feel much more important because you'd be figuring it out on the fly.
It's important
think-
what we feel.
Yeah, it's about what we feel.
Do you think this guy owns a gaming T-shirt? Like, don't mess with me, buddy. I'm this close to leveling up, and you look like just enough XP. He owns one of those.
He definitely has the Minecraft like a boss T-shirt. I feel.
Do you think he's got the "How to Spot a Gamer" shirt? He's got the fucking
Eat,
drooling at the thought of being another game. Eyes wide open and red from all night of gaming.
eat, sleep.
I'm just
game,
pretty
repeat.
sure he has a shit bucket.
Always gaming.
He's got a
Yeah, I
game
feel like
model.
if you're gonna spend time making a video that basically just says like my preference of video games is better than yours, and you watch Michael Bay movies and I watch better
But
movies,
it's
then,
not
like,
even that, because like my preference is better, but my preference also switches and flip flops around like a fucking fish on a deck. Like
And
I'm
also,
the
I don't
most
even think Halo's
non-committal
that
person.
slow.
That
feels
what-
like a fish.
Which is just what even is this man saying? Yeah,
Nothing.
The guns in Halo just sound better, guys.
that's true. The gun noises in Halo that really elevates it above the all these other plebeian games. You know.
Honest to God, if the video was just about like how good Halo sound design is, that would be far more valuable than whatever the fuck he's saying about this
And
garbage.
valid.
You don't know that, Fish. Don't. The finger of the monkey's paw might curl. He might make a video about how good the sound design is, and we will cover it. And it might be horrible.
Can we put Arbiter on the bottom left of the screen, please? Thank you.
No,
Thank-
fuck you.
Oh.
I'm not doing this bit again. I'm not doing this bit
Whoa,
again.
whoa, whoa.
thought into every movement. If you walk into a bad situation, it's your fault and you will be punished. It's a part
Every
of
game
why
does
I like-
this.
Every single one. Name me a game where you do not get punished for making the wrong decision. Name me one game. Give it to
Fucking
me.
Zoo Tycoon, man. You spend all your money making an exhibit with like
Yahtzee.
15 lions in it right at the start of the game.
Rock-
Guess what? You're not going to have any money.
Rock, paper, scissors. If I pick the wrong action, I lose.
Can't even say it. Like I'm trying to think. Yahtzee. Yeah, fuck you. I found one.
Yahtzee? What?
Yeah, get fucked, idiot.
I guess it's random chance. Yeah, in War.
Yeah.
War, the card game. If War-
Blackjack, buddy. Like
And-
checkmate.
Well, no, because you actually make decisions at blackjack. You gotta pick like War. Like you just randomly deal out the deck, half the deck to each player. Whoever has the highest cards wins.
Yeah, but
Just
luck.
make sure your positioning is on point.
Yeah, your positioning. I stand on the table when I play war. That's how I assert my dominance over the other player. It's a psychological play.
That's the strat.
Yeah.
You won that
You
hand
will be
because my
punished.
aim was off.
It's part of
I
what
need to go to AIM Labs to practice poker.
Uh,
I don't understand.
walk into a bad situation. It's your fault, and you will be punished. It's a part of why I like Halo. It's a shooter that focuses on strategy without being a straight-up tactical shooter with low time to kill and all that. And this loops
What?
back to
What was the strategy involved in you just walking up to this dude who was already dying and shooting him?
No. I don't want to hear this. I want to hear how, like, oh yeah, Halo's like a really great game because it prioritizes your movement and ability to move around the map and pace yourself properly in the speed. A lot better than slower tactical games like Counter-Strike and Valorant. What is this video?
straight-up tactical shooter with low time to kill and all that. And this loops back to the Titanfall thing. There are multiple types of skill.
No, what?
There are, of course, the
I am on the last.
He keeps using like slow as a synonym for bad in his sentences now. I don't. What is this video about?
I don't know wormhole.
It's about why slow shooters are better.
See, that's what I thought. But then he says, "Well, it's not. It doesn't have like a super long time to kill.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Like
It's because it's
like
faster
having
than
the
these other
long one
games.
would be bad."
Yeah,
Because it's faster,
Soiling green.
one might say.
I like slow shooters like Halo because they're faster than these other slower shooters like Counter-Strike. What?
But Counter-Strike also is so good because it's slow
so
that
much-
it killed off arena shooters.
Yeah, that's so.
Oh, it has a slow time to
It's
kill
better.
everything. But here it's a bad thing.
I'm just gonna kill myself.
There
dude.
are, of course, the flash.
But would the time to kill be low or high?
Ideally
things,
low.
The tricks, the fast movement. These are the immediate examples of skill and skill expression that people think of. But a game does
Wait, what? No. Go back. I need to hear the whole sentence. He said, no, that can't be what he
multiple
said.
types of skill. There are, of course, the flashy things, the tricks, the fast movement. These are the immediate examples of skill and skill expression.
Why did you cut away from Halo gameplay to make this point when you're talking about Halo? What flashy movement mechanics are in Halo? Can anyone help me out? Because I can't think of any.
Grenade jumping, butterfly jumping, boost jumping.
Oh, okay, thank you.
people think
Like,
of?
there's not a lot, but they are there.
They exist, I guess.
But a game doesn't have to be fast to be skillful. Nobody would accuse turn.
Who the fuck said that? That's not even what you
Nobody
started
said
with.
I told you he
This
has
is what-
voices
this is
in
what
his
you-
head.
This is where you start the entire thing. You're like, fast-paced games take no skill. All you do is you react faster. You gotta be some kind of
Why is it
supercomputer to play these games.
Why is it Donald Trump?
They go ahead. You know what they call it? They call it the titanium Titanfall, because that's what you got made of. You gotta be a robot to play these fast-paced games. They're not a human. They
What
can't
is-
think and process things.
What is with this? I feel like every time we do this podcast, someone pulls out a random ass Donald Trump impression just halfway through
You
it.
got a funny voice. I love how he talks. It's so fun.
Good.
be skillful? Nobody would accuse turn-based games like XCOM or chess of being skillless.
That was
Who
not
the
a chess
fuck-
piece, by the way.
Who?
Was that a butt
Who
plug?
is saying?
Yeah, I generally think that was, yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
Go back to the
Yeah.
chest. I want to see if it was
Nobody
a butt
would
plug.
accuse
I think it
turn-based
genuinely
games like
was.
XCOM or chess.
What?
Oh,
Oh, it is! No! What the fuck?
This is holy shit. What?
My brain just like inserted a chess piece there, like auto-corrected.
Is this a bit?
I think it's a bit, but why?
It's a joke.
It's very clearly an edited photo. Yeah.
But he went through the time to edit out this. He went through.
That's the only moment he was actually trying to make this video good.
You know he had to look up a list of fucking butt plugs to be like, what one looks the most like a
Yeah,
chest
that's in
piece?
his search history now.
Yeah, that's there. He found it. He
Let's see.
picked the bedazzled one too. You know.
Picked up a jewel.
Probably bought it.
You know
have
what?
to
While
wonder
I'm
what-
here.
You have to wonder, like, did he find the butt plug image just on his own, and he was just like, "Hey, this would be."
I think
really
maybe
funny for
he
a
had the
chest
image
player."
of the butt
I'm
plug
looking-
first,
hold
and
on,
then he
I'm
was
looking
like,
this up.
I need to find a chest image. to
Or
put
maybe
this
the
up.
maybe he made the connection with like this whole chess scandal with like the vibrating anal beads that
Oh,
people would
yeah.
use.
Oh shit! What is that?
That might
real?
unironically
Forgot about that.
I mean, that's the only way. That's the only thing I can think of that would make him like that. He would make this connection in his brain to put a fucking anal bead on screen when he talks about chess.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I bet. Never mind.
This is the only part of this entire video that we agreed it makes sense. What is wrong with this guy?
That's so real. Also, hold on, Alan. I'm sending you an image. I just want you don't tell them what it is. I just want you to tell me what you think about it.
What, are we just sharing anal beads images in the chat? Like, what's going on?
I hope so. It's better than watching this shit.
Oh, I put my white.
Why did you send me this?
I found it while trying to find the image that this man used in his video, and I can't find it.
Abducting, huh?
That's the reason I didn't send it to everybody else.
I see.
It's such a why was that the specification, you know? Anyways, yeah, I think he made this image for his video because I can't find it.
Yeah, obviously.
Of being skillless. This strategy. Time for focus on the
fuck's
reaction.
sake.
Oh, look, the clown is back.
We gotta go back.
Strategy.
We gotta go back. We have to go back. I'm actually like so fucking lost and confused now.
Nobody would accuse chess of being skillless, which is never an argument I've heard anyone make, for the record.
They call it the chess cretin. That's what they call him. He's terrible at chess. There's no strategy, no thinking.
Oh, chess is so mindless.
It doesn't have to be fast to be skillful. Nobody would accuse turn-based games like XCOM or chess of being skillless. This strategy. Titanfall focused on reaction rather than strategy. I find strategy a far more interesting skill.
That's fine. I'm so glad. Thank you for saying this 9 minutes and 30 seconds into your video.
Can someone tell this guy that card games exist?
People find luck interesting. People find movement interesting. People find all of the above interesting.
I don't like how he's saying slow games can be skillful and the faster game is the less skillful. I do not like that.
Yeah, he's basically saying that like faster games are not skillful because it's just reaction.
But it's not even just that. Reaction, you react and then come up with a strategy very quickly. It's like...
Which one might argue might be more difficult than coming up with a strategy and having a lot of time to do so.
In the long term, yeah.
I don't know if that is inherently true, but it sounds more true, you know?
Like, I think if somebody makes a move in chess, you also react to that move and plan a strategy according to that, you know? Similar to how if somebody were to get the high ground in a firefight, you would react to that and strategize.
And if you're using a timer, actually, you have to react and strategize quickly, too.
Yeah, speed.
I think if you were like to go ahead and like go to the cash out check here, and then they went ahead and they said, no more money for you, sir, you have to react to that and strategize how you were going to rob the place.
Yeah. Isn't that just the gameplay of Payday?
I think if the cops showed up to arrest you, you have to react to that and strategize how you're getting out of that gunfight.
Yeah. I agree.
I find strategy a far more interesting skill to focus on in a game. Many games have incredibly skillful...
Don't you hate when just games are just mindless and have no strategy or skill or thought?
Don't you hate when you
like
just
war.
get the thing really fast?
He's
fucking aim trainer.
He's making movement shooters sound like the card game War. I deal out the deck to both players. We pick the highest card wins. That's it. That's all. There's no skill involved. There is nothing else. It's just what?
Maneuvers that I personally find boring because they ultimately boil down to rote learning. Doing something...
No, they don't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
How is strategizing not doing the same thing?
You have to learn
more rote learning.
You have to learn a bunch of skillful maneuvers, which I find boring because it's a strategy and skill that I find boring to learn.
No, but it's rote learning. It's just memorization, which is stupid. That's not how... What? No, it's not.
First of all, like even if that is true, that would apply to every fucking game.
Yeah, like you would. How on earth is chess a game where people learn hundreds of moves in advance before they even sit down to play the game? How is that not rote learning? And that is probably the slowest game on the planet. Like what are we doing here? Are we serious? This is a real thing you wrote down.
I don't know, Lucid. You picked the video for us.
Maneuvers
I didn't know he said this, for the record.
That I personally find boring because they ultimately boil down to rote learning. Doing something a million times until you can do it perfectly, identically, every time.
The what? Like Counter-Strike rollouts, even maybe.
It's almost like practice makes perfect.
It's almost like practice makes really good.
What is this? What's this
That's
guy's
it.
opinions on speed running?
Bro, it takes no skill. All you have to do is memorize things. It's so cringe and stupid.
Speedrunners take no skill. We should do slow runs.
We should-
I can't wait. I can't wait to look through this guy's fucking catalog and see that he's got a video called like
How
speed running is
long-
amazing.
How long does it take to beat a game? Is what we should be doing. Should savor it all in, every single inch in pixel in graphic of the game. Soak it in.
Do it perfectly, identically, every time. Every game does have things like these to grind for.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think Counter-Strike has these especially so.
Wow, that
Yeah.
almost defeats your argument, my guy.
Wow, this defeats. Yeah, but
What's your
right,
counter argument?
but-
What's your counter?
but-
Hit me with it.
Memorizing every grenade spot in the map, getting the AWP flicks down mid,
Yep.
Memorizing spray patterns.
Yep.
It's part of why I don't really enjoy Counter-Strike. That's
Yeah.
not
But
to
it's
say-
But it's slow. But it's slow.
Maybe
Maybe
arena
it's,
shooter. That makes it better.
maybe it's because you don't like games
I
that
don't.
you don't like.
I do not like.
It has
I
nothing
do
to
not
do with
like
this
this. Bro, this guy's name should be fucking Goldilocks, my guy. I don't like this game. It's too slow. I don't like this game. It's too fast. I like this game. It's just my speed. What do you mean?
It's almost like you could just tell us what games you like, and it has nothing to do with the speed or something.
Yeah.
why I don't
Just say you
really
like Halo.
enjoy Counter-Strike. That's not to say the game doesn't focus on strategy, not by any means. It still has that important strategic element. It's just
But
there's some
Titanfall
aspects that
doesn't.
some people obviously do enjoy that I personally don't enjoy. I think the main difference between
What that's not a counter
Now-
argument. You did not argue
now
why,
he's-
why that
Now
doesn't-
he's like
I don't like
breaking
it.
away. Yeah, now he's breaking away. And he's saying that like every game that has a gun is just reactionary. Essentially, that's what he said. Like, boiling it down. A game's too fast, too reactionary. Game's too slow, too reactionary.
Nah. This is just talking about why he likes Halo specifically at this point, because he's ruled out most of the other games. He called
Yeah.
Valorant lame earlier, so he doesn't like that either. Like, what are we doing here? What
He
is?
doesn't like
Make
CS:GO
a
too.
2-second long video that's just like I like Halo.
I like Halo, and Halo's not even that slow. Which just what?
these two types of skill expression is that strategy is about uncertainty, adapting to unexpected scenarios, whereas the
fucking
reaction
shit,
rote
Sherlock.
learning is purely about training yourself to do a certain
No, you
thing.
can do the.
You just said the same thing. Strategy should be about reacting to the unexpected and going ahead and learning how to deal with it. Fast-paced games, though, are just learning how to deal with the unexpected and reacting to it.
Is
He
he
just said
okay?
the same thing.
Is he okay?
This guy's a fucking moron.
Just saying. He just keeps contradicting himself. Like, if we took a shot every time he contradicted himself, we'd all be dead. Like, it's genuinely
God,
impressive.
imagine. I wish.
Is purely about training yourself to do a certain thing, to do a certain action. This is always going to be more compelling, I feel. You can
I thought that was root memorization, and you don't like that, my guy. What happened? What are we doing? What are he's going? What's happening?
This is always going to be more compelling, I feel. You can grind out 1,000 hours on improving a certain skill. Those 1,000 hours in an empty map, an aim trainer. And with some skills, you can even get better at them by not actually playing the game, by just practicing it alone over and over in an empty map. You can also grind...
That's playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that is playing.
That's
Yeah,
playing
well,
the game.
What is wrong with the things he's saying now?
I think
playing
he's
the
just
game.
on crack.
I thought he was gonna say like you get better at games by not playing the game. Just go to your war room and strategize. I was like actually hoping he would do that, but no, it's just like you get better at the game by.
I thought he
Yeah, I was like, I was hoping there was gonna be like a very like cool fucking visual. I was hoping he was gonna like pull out like Sun Tzu once said, "Whoever's first in the field awaits the coming of the enemy. We fresh from the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten will arrive exhausted." I was hoping you'd say something like that, but no, it's just you can play the game and be good at it, guys. Did you know that?
I knew
Wait,
that.
you mean you want to train your skills for a game you like instead of playing Halo? What is wrong with you?
It's just like I love
Yeah,
slow shooters, but not slow shooters where I have to like. I like games where I can aim. You know.
Sorry, that was my cat.
I don't. So what's the point he's making right now?
You like Halo?
Is that well? But why? Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't understand why he's saying this. I'm just really lost.
No, the video is basically slow shooters are better than fast shooters, and I like Halo, but it's not even that slow anyway.
I also don't like these games that are slower than Halo because they're slower than Halo.
Yeah.
I think the entire video is like a challenge. Try to say you love Halo and only Halo without saying you love Halo.
Yeah.
And he's just like slowly
And Apex.
deleting every single game that might be similar or, you know, be on the same side. But at least the title must be catchy, you know? He cannot title the video "I love Halo."
Yeah, I mean,
it needs
that's
to be...
not in his
how is
no
he supposed
sights
to put
video.
Wojaks in the thumbnail if the title is just "I like Halo"?
In his aim down sights video, he in at the beginning of his conclusion, he was like, by the way, the title of this video is misleading. I actually don't think aim down sights are like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just
remember.
so it's like
And then he inserts a Giga Chad image.
I'm curious to know if he's gonna conclude this video by saying, so you know, actually, I think fast shooters and slow shooters are actually great.
Why are all the videos we watch just chills arguments where I don't know if this is real or not, guys? Let me know what you think down below in the comments.
No, imagine the last minute of this video.
You like a hamster.
On one- on
hamster into a muffin.
Bro, imagine the last
On
minute
one
of this
point,
video
aim
is
down
this
sights
guy
is pretty
saying,
bad.
okay, after everything I just said and listened to my own script out loud, I have concluded that I am wrong and stupid.
I mean, at
I'm
that
gonna
point, there's
make
no
a-
point in publishing the video.
I'm gonna make
That'd
a
be great.
2-hour video saying like why child slavery is really good, and at the end I'm gonna say that's just my opinion though, and I'm probably
What?
wrong, but use that for your anyways.
Back to children. Classic Space Online.
Yearn for the minds.
Can we get a hi to Fish's cat in the chat?
Hello, Fish's cat.
Hello, Fish's cat.
She's a whiny baby.
Hello, kitten.
Gross.
By just practicing it alone over and over in an empty map. You can also
Yeah, he
grind
fucks up
out
that jump.
1,000 hours on improving your strategy. Those 1,000 hours will ultimately be devoted to changing how you think, engaging your mind to react strategically to every...
Now, I'm no fucking mathematician, but I think if you're playing the game, I think just like subconsciously, by definition, you're already improving how to like strategize and do the game.
Yeah, like if you develop a skill like rocket jumping or something, then by definition you are giving yourself a new tool to use for your strategy.
I really hope
Like
this video.
it's like
sorry.
playing chess without a fucking rook or something. You know what I mean?
I really hope this video isn't going where it feels like it's going, which is I'm an enlightened intellectual because I like slower games and you like faster games.
It's already
You're
been
just
there.
a dumb little monkey who wants to see things go zoom fast because you're a little stupid zoomer idiot, and here's all your zoomer Wojaks on the fucking screen.
It kind of has already been there, but I wonder if he's gonna like say it explicitly, you know?
I hope you say it explicitly to my face because you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, I really want to hear him say it.
Those 1,000 hours will ultimately be devoted to changing how you think, engaging your mind to react strategically to every scenario. This is
I
something
thought
you can't
reactionary
guarantee you'll
games
get.
were bad. What happened to that?
I like the fun like him being like hooked up to the neural link and then just like sitting down and just having like battle maps and strategies, just locking like
Like fucking Baymax and Big Hero 6. Clockwork Orange.
Honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but the voice of his as well. It's like he has a gun pointed to his head the whole recording session.
it's very
I mean, at least it's not text to speech.
That's so.
Oh yeah,
It
I'm
could be
sorry
worse.
for that.
I wish it was chills though.
I kind of wish it was Chills. I think the arguments would be better.
Engaging your
Chills,
mind
yeah.
to react strategically to every scenario. This is something you can't guarantee you'll get good at.
This is
and it's a
something you
skill
can't
that-
What? Yes, you
guarantee
can.
you're
Yes,
good at.
yes, you can. Yes, you can guarantee that you will get better at something, no matter what it is.
Or maybe you can. I don't really know.
Let me know what,
What do you
think.
guys think?
Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. He's wrong. Also, by the way, just throwing that out there.
Quiet.
Levi,
Yeah,
Levi
Chills-
chat
You
frozen on
recognize
stream.
straight away that
What?
this is
What?
not...
What? Where?
Levi chat frozen on stream for like a minute now, I think.
No. It
Yeah,
isn't.
it is. It is.
No, you guys.
On,
It's
on, it is on stream.
what? You guys are
stream.
fucking with me. What?
It looks frozen on my screen, but
is
No, it's
Yeah,
just
the last message on my stream is we live in a
talk-
battle royale, and that
that was when we're talking about
What?
Hunt Showdown.
yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago.
Because the most recent message in chat is cat.
So for some reason, the chat is frozen in the window. Hold on, I just assumed no one was talking. I was getting kind of sad.
No,
I just assumed this whole time no one was saying anything.
I need a game.
Hold on, chat. We're fixing you.
Hopscotch. Hopscotch is too fast.
Sorry.
Hopscotch is too fast for him.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, chat. I genuinely thought you guys had been gone this whole time. There you go.
but really, it was gone. This always happens. So true.
I was trying my best. I've been looking at chat this whole time, and I've just been waiting for someone to say anything. So.
Yeah, they're saying bad stuff, a lot of bad negative stuff about you.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They were saying you're wrong, I'm right. You're the Wojak, I'm the chin.
Also, Alan number 2, I did not see I did not see his video where he says Halo is good because of the 2-weapon limit.
Oh, fuck you. I hate 2-weapon limits. I hate that so much. It ruined Bioshock. Well, that and many other things ruined Bioshock Infinite.
How long? If you can link that video and it's not that long, we could probably watch it after this. Depending on how long it is. If it's 15 minutes, then fuck no.
Hey,
I think
this
it completely
is not universal. The market for fast games exists. Just it's perhaps more niche than modern trends would let on. Consider
Doom Eternal sold millions of copies.
Hey guys, remember Fortnite, the most popular game in the world, and that we've gone over is fast? It was Apex Legends, which is fast.
Fortnite doesn't exist in his timeline, dude.
Ultra
pretty
Kill is
niche,
also
guys.
insanely popular.
It's pretty niche. It's pretty niche, guys.
Just what even?
He's gonna mention Ultra Kill because he's mentioning Overkill right now. So
let on.
he'll bring it up.
Considering every shooter seems concerned with speed. Destiny 2, for example, launched with an unpopular PvP mode because time to kill was higher and the game was a lot slower. The Go Fast update came along and dramatically upped the speed. This makes sense because that's the specific identity that Destiny has and the fantasy it's trying to achieve. It's
What?
But that's
Gross.
bad. That's bad though, because even though people want it to be faster, that's bad because
It's all sugar. Fuck it.
Yeah, and actually, they don't even want it to be bad. They are fast. They just think that they do.
They just think that they
Yeah, because it's all vibes. It's not even actually faster because fast
it's
doesn't exist.
bad. It's bad because it's faster because it's actually just lore accurate. So it's not even like truly faster. It's just lore accurate. So it's not even like really fast, guys.
Well, fast doesn't exist. It's all vibes.
It's all vibes. So true. Even though time to kill is something he said multiple times, it's all vibes. Okay.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. Also, I hate. He said this in his aim down sights video as well. I hate the description of like what a game. You know what a game is about? It's about trying to achieve a fantasy. It's about letting a person escape.
Well, that's not entirely untrue.
No, but it's an obnoxious way to look at things when you're talking about like the design of a game. Like
I'm a gamer. I don't have one life. I have multiple.
It's you're
I love
joking.
that shirt.
You're joking, but that's yeah. Like
It's very reductive.
Like that. Like that's not the fantasy they were trying to achieve. You know, it's like no, don't say it that way. Say they had different priorities. Their game is designed to prioritize. Your game is designed to prioritize speed. The game was not fast. Therefore, they amped up the time or lowered the time to kill. That's what you say. You don't say they were trying to achieve a fantasy of speed. You know, they were trying to make the vibe of speed. It's like so like nebulous and it doesn't mean anything. You got to be more specific.
Well, of course, you can't actually write a script that has anything that means anything because that deflates the entire purpose of saying literally nothing for 15 minutes straight.
Hey, on the topic of random tangents that go nowhere for 15 minutes straight, what would you do in a hypothetical situation where Adam from
Mythbusters came down and knocked on your door and you said Myth busted and he blew up your house, what would you do?
I'd be dead.
Scenario?
I would be dead.
Wait, was I inside the
I
house?
thought you were gonna say Adam from
You're
like,
like-
Adam
you're like-
Eve.
That's what I
You're
thought
like-
as well.
Adam Savage. You're like at the door frame and like everything but the door frame and you like standing and blows up. The house like collapses on itself.
Well, then I would turn my beak around and then I would say, "Of course you realize this means war."
I.
What?
What
he
the-
would say myth season, bust season, myth season, bust season.
I would if that were to happen to me, I would yeah, I probably would just like sell all of the remaining possessions that weren't blown up in my house and like become a nomad for the rest of my life. That seems like
What
a
would you do
life
I have a
experience.
question.
What if you would do like you became mad becoming the nomad and you heard the Mythbusters narrator doing like, after Jamie and Adam have blown up your house, he searches the globe.
Space, I have a question.
This is more entertaining than fucking video, okay?
I would start hitting on Adam Savage. Actually, that's what my response would be. It'd be like, oh my
Very
God.
important detail. Is Adam Savage in any cosplay costume?
He's wearing a funny jester's outfit, like a court jester outfit.
Oh my God, the situation just got 10 times worse.
No, then
Shit just got real.
I'm definitely just flirting then if that happens to me.
It's got like the little bells like on the funny hat too. It's got the bell hat.
He's like the guy in Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That 2-minute hypothetical is more entertaining this entire fucking video.
this video is very
I don't recognize these guys. I've never seen Ghostbusters.
No, it's Mythbusters.
It's a Mythbusters.
Not Ghostbusters.
Adam
And what if
Savage Ghostbusters.
The Mythbusters went ahead and they said myth busted, ghosts aren't real, and the Ghostbusters went out of business forever.
He blows up your house and says, "Ghost busted. You're welcome."
There was a ghost in your house.
And then your
You
house
didn't even
explodes.
know it was haunted.
You didn't even know. I saved you.
What if he like killed? What if he like killed you in your house so you had a ghost 2 bust? What if he did that?
Adam Savage is like the real life Homelander. He's like, I just saved your life, and you're mad because your house is blown up. Man,
Mythbusters is too fast paced.
Mythbusters is a movement shooter. You go around busting all the myths really fast.
I wouldn't be surprised if they added Adam and Jamie to the
Into
Fortnite.
Fortnite?
skins. Yeah.
I'd be a little bit surprised. That's a little bit out
I
there.
think they would be. They hate each other. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They don't hate each other.
They
just
do
want
hate
to-
each other. They do hate each other.
fantasy it's trying to achieve. It's meant to be about these super-powered, super-fast dudes. You're meant to feel that in the gameplay. Call of Duty is always confusing. On the one hand, you see people who hate movement kitties and hate all the new movement options. Now apparently Modern Warfare 2 has slowed down the pace of movement like sliding, and apparently people hate that stuff like slide cancelling being nerfed. When
It's
every
almost like
Call of Duty
Call of Duty. I was gonna say, something like Call of Duty fans are like the biggest copers and children in existence.
And also like maybe there are people who like it and people who don't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure when people complain about movement kitties, I'm pretty sure they're just coping for the fact that they have bad aim and they couldn't hit the guy.
Yeah, they're just bad.
Like, stop dodging! Just let me shoot you! Why do you want to get shot?
And I hate when I'm playing sniper and the sniper walks up and I can't hit his head. That grr, fucking movement kitty.
I fucking hate
Me
it. Man, slow shooters
when
are
I
so much
see a
better.
scout, me clenching my fist when scout double jumps in my sight line, bro.
How fucking dare you, dude? It would be so much better if instead of TF2 there was TF1, and actually there wasn't even team. It was just fortress, and then it was every character was sniper.
No, everyone's just heavy.
No, because heavy has more movement than sniper does.
What?
Yeah.
Heavy has the Gru and Gru jumping, and Gru skipping.
Oh,
he
for
can,
sure.
and he can pump jump.
Yeah, so yeah, every character is sniper. That would be a better game. That'd be much better. We wouldn't have any movement kitties in our game.
I'm sorry, I just imagined Fortress as a game of just 9v9 heavies revved up and just gunning each other down, no Gru shenanigans. That's why I thought it
they're
was
all
a better fit for the
crouch
why
grass
slow shooters are better. Bless you.
For the
Bless
record,
you.
a game called Fortress where every character is a sniper and like there are a bunch of like weapons and variants and how that could work. And like let's say they're on the opposite side of the planet, but like they can't get to each other, they just have to aim on different forts and the different forts are designed differently. That could be a really cool game. It would also be cool like if there was a second class that could like infiltrate the other fort and kill the snipers from within or something. That could also be cool.
Why?
Some kind of saboteur, one might say.
Yeah, or like a character that could like that could outmaneuver and make it harder to hit harder for them to be hit by the snipers. And we could like design a game around that.
And make him American.
And make him violently patriotic for some reason. That could work.
Yeah.
Why would you do that though? You could just snipe.
You could just aim and learn aiming and positioning for hours. Isn't that fun?
Like I say this as a sniper main. If TF2 was nothing but snipers, I would not enjoy the game.
Hey, unironically, there is a game out. That could be a game. I could see a game like that existing, and I'd probably play it. But it is okay if that game does not exist, or if there are other games that also exist. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this guy hates the Flash TV show?
He just hates anything remotely speed related.
Just hates the Flash.
He saw the Sonic movie in theaters and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna."
Do you think he like walks by the highway and he like freaks out?
Someone, Glad in chat said, just quivering in absolute rage, seeing someone airstrafe. just moving in the air. He's like, "Oh my gosh."
I like to imagine he sees somebody in a hurry and they're briskly jogging. He's like, "Stop! Don't do that!
I can't.
Walking slow is better."
What if he's a paraplegic in real life?
But only just
I would
slow
explain a
enough.
lot.
Don't walk too slow. Walk exactly at the speed that I'm walking.
You wanna?
Don't walk too slow.
Yeah, the speed I walk isn't too slow.
He sees a baby like trying to like doing their first step and he just punts it. It's like, no, you go faster.
Pace yourself, kid.
But not too fast.
Not too fast.
Kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Why are we abusing children on this podcast so often?
That's the third SpaceGuy online children abuse moment. Good job.
Funny.
One of the supercuts of this stream has to be like all the time SpaceGuy mentions World War II or children.
I've not mentioned like I can bring up World War II more often. I brought
No, we don't need to.
Hey, you brought up the Jew festival.
That was funny. That was at the start though. I don't even remember the context for that. I don't even remember the context. Oh yeah, that was for like after the last one.
Yeah, all the Jews are getting together in
It literally is that though. It's literally that.
I really should not have said anything. I regret even mentioning it.
It's literally that though. All the airbenders show up to get genocided just conveniently there in one spot.
Do you know in Avatar lore they actually aren't all there? Like the TV retcons, the TV show apparently retcons it. Like because Korra retconned the original plot, and then the TV show re-retconned the original plot, probably because the showrunners didn't.
I thought Korra's was people just get airbending back that they just weren't.
No, but airbenders also just like escaped. Like not all the airbenders died in the massacre. Like Aang isn't actually the last airbender. They all were. There were a bunch of them, but they just didn't like decide to do anything.
That does make sense, to be fair. So.
When the fuck did this happen?
It happens in Korra.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, they say that in Korra. They say that there were like 2 or 3 airbenders that exist.
I have watched Korra before, and I do not remember that.
I'm like 100% sure in Korra it's just people got airbending powers.
I know that.
Yeah, like after the bullshit garbage of season 2, like they just became airbenders through magic bullshit.
I know that happens. I thought the other thing happened too. Maybe I misremembered.
I'm playing the video.
Who hate movement kitties and hate all the new movement options. Now apparently Modern Warfare 2 has slowed down the pace of movement, like sliding, and apparently people hate that stuff, like slide.
Fucking hate that stuff.
When every Call of Duty game was coming out with advanced mobility, players publicly hated it and begged for...
I thought they loved it. What happened to that?
You're mixing shit up in like one sentence after another.
This video has contradicted this video like 20 times.
It's really impressive, genuinely. It's like he wrote a video and the video is supposed to mirror each other, and at the halfway point, the guy just contradicts everything he said in the previous half of the video.
stuff.
God.
Like slide canceling being nerfed.
The alter ego
When
is
every
taking
Call of
over.
Duty game was coming out with advanced mobility, players publicly hated it and begged for boots on ground in their games. Then they got a boots on ground game and it fucking sucked. With the newest game, I see COD fans complain about how it sucks and COD is dead, despite the game seeming to do just fine.
Maybe
Maybe you shouldn't have written this paragraph.
Yeah, maybe this should have been cut out.
Maybe you should just not have said anything. Just
Just don't. Just don't.
Maybe scrap the entire video.
yeah, maybe just make something else.
Game seeming to do just fine. Every new COD game that comes out is hailed as the greatest thing ever.
You just said the opposite of that. You literally contradicted yourself in the span of 2 sentences. That might be that's a UFR record. I
That's
think.
like
No,
three
he
contradictions in a
Yeah,
row.
he contradicted the contradiction.
He contradicted. He's on a streak. Holy shit.
Ever
Jesus
for like a month. And then after that, everyone says it's pure garbage. This happens
Oh, for
every
like a
single
month.
time.
Okay,
I think
okay.
Call of Duty players are just going to consume whatever they get. No matter
No,
what, honestly.
really?
And I think with
This just turned into a Call of Duty players.
He's contradicted himself 4 times now.
It's definitely more than
He
that.
made this entire point. This entire point was really like, yeah, I guess Call of Duty is kind of like a dumb franchise, isn't it, guys? We're just something that, like, carry on.
I wonder why the
But
Halo player would say that.
Halo?
This is painful.
players are just going to consume whatever they get. No matter
Unlike
what,
us Halo players,
honestly.
we're so
I think
smart.
With the developers of Call of Duty, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Of course, single-player games like Ultra Kill and Turbo Overkill stand out as popular indie games. They are single-player, which is important
Yeah.
in this scenario. Again, there is a market for fast games, but in a market where it seems like literally every indie shooter wants to be some super fast movement shooter type thing, making a slow...
Why did he say it like that?
Hey.
Why did he say it
Hey.
like that?
Hey, do you think people like to play a slow-paced single-player game with a shooter, like where the action
No,
takes
that could
9
never
years
work.
to
That
get
could
through?
never work.
I don't think it would work. I mean, see, like a slow-paced shooter game, slow-paced single-player shooter game where it takes 9 years to get to a firefight. I want you to think
Resident
of that.
Evil.
Metal
Resident
Gear
Evil
Solid.
is not slow-paced.
Metal Gear
as
Solid.
like bad as I would say. Metal Gear Solid is stealth game.
But it's a
I
shooter.
mean, yeah, that is.
That's also
yeah,
not. I would consider slow-paced either, to be honest.
Fucking
Bioshock's not all that fast.
Mario and Luigi.
Bioshock
Bowser's
does
Inside
have a lot of
Story.
downtime. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Bioshock does have a lot of downtime.
Epic Mickey.
But the issue is
Damn it.
when you get into Bioshock is kind of like Doom in a way, where it's kind of like you go into an arena, you kill the enemies, and then you like go through a couple like connecting rooms filled with lore and shit, and then you fight another arena room, right?
That sounds a
kind
lot
of-
more
you know-
like Bioshock Infinite, which is just
Yeah. Yeah, but
that
you-
felt a lot more artificial in terms of its structuring. Bioshock 1 felt a lot. Bioshock 1 and 2 rather felt
Much more natural.
way more
yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
Way
But
better
like
paced.
you get what I'm saying with the general sense. What he's talking about though is he wants a single player CS:GO.
I want
you-
my
can
favorite
you
movie
imagine
shooter is Nintendogs.
I love Nintendogs.
games, but in a market where it seems like literally every indie shooter
On the topic of Nintendogs, by the way, I had Nintendogs for the GBA, and that game like fucking ruins you because once you beat it, it just says your puppy died. I think that's how they
What?
did it.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
no fucking way. No.
You go
shot.
ahead. You have
Wait,
you have
no
the puppy.
shot.
You have the puppy. You have the puppy for 2 months. All right. And at the end of the second month, it just says we have to take him back. He's not doing very well. He's very depressed. He's
thinking
very
of-
sad.
You're thinking
And
of
then they
Pocket
take him to
Dogs,
the
not,
vet.
not fucking. You're not thinking of.
Oh, sorry, I'm not well versed in the
I had to look
Nintendogs
it up
lore.
because Nintendog was a launch title. That's the only reason I care. Hold on, let me find Pocket Dog's ending. No,
It was very. It was just like after that, they're like, we gotta take it back.
yeah,
Can
the
we
dog
watch
is
some
overstressed and
Nintendo
end up
tomorrow?
falling ill. This ending is gotten when you overtrain your dog and don't brush or play with it enough.
Oh, so you got the bad
Yeah,
end.
so
you
you
got
just suck.
No,
You're
I
just
got the
bad.
good. It had max fucking happiness. What do you mean?
No, you're just bad. You're just bad. You're just
It had
bad.
max fucking happiness.
I'm being
Some
told it's a
childhood
skill issue.
trauma.
I'm being told
Tragic.
it's a skill issue.
No.
wants to be some super fast movement shooter type thing, making a slow and methodical shooter would honestly make your game stand out more. A game that focuses on
That doesn't mean to be
pacing.
good.
You could make a game. You could make. Let's say we're gonna make a game that stands
out doesn't mean good.
We're gonna make a game that stands out. We're gonna make a game that stands out. All right. What we're gonna do is we're
Boy,
gonna
oh
make a
boy, I
shooter
love
wherever
that.
when you shoot your game, it downloads a virus onto your computer, bricks it, and then it becomes a Bitcoin miner. Thoughts?
The game that stands out, but it's not good. We're talking about what's that one game where they're like, Max, Chloe, you got to use your time powers to save us.
Life is
And we are-
Oh,
Life is strange.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a
like-
standout game. Doesn't mean it's good.
Call me crazy,
and
but I
the
feel
fuck.
like the reason that games like Doom Eternal and Ultra Kill became like such mega hits is because they kind of broke the mold of what a lot of shooters prior to them, like the sort of genre
They're-
staples,
yeah,
had been
they're
doing for a while.
Good morning.
So-
They were also good. That's important.
Yes, they're also good. That's very important, but it's also like the fact that
Do you think this guy's like he looks at Mario 64 and he's like, damn, a 3D platformer game. Like, wow, you know, a 2D platformer game would really shake things up, you know?
yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
basically
like,
the argument.
I guess maybe it's not a great comparison because like Doom Eternal and Ultra Kill, these they're trying to harken back to like back when games were
Shooter
generally
shooters.
faster, and then a lot of other games came down the line and kind of slowed things down and tried to be more realistic, I guess. But I don't know.
He's acting like this is a fad, you know. And he was just
Yeah.
Instead of it
Yeah.
being just like no, these are just good
It's not like the biggest video games of all time that have like legitimately defined the gaming industry have all been fast-paced shooter FPSs.
They really haven't.
It's
It's
not like
not
Doom,
just-
Quake, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, Halo Combat Evolved, Call of Duty,
Fortnite.
Doom, yeah, Eternal, Fortnite. Yeah, these games would never define
These
the industry.
No.
Overwatch, TF2, throw those in there too. Yeah.
As we were made well aware last week, Overwatch is the only multiplayer game in the past 20 years or ever to win Game of the Year.
Hashtag save Overwatch, guys.
Hashtag save Overwatch.
hashtag it's not Overwatch.
It's
Overwatch.
not
Not
Overwatch.
So
That's a good
In a
one.
market
It's
where
catchy.
it seems
I
like
agree with Insanity Leech, by the way. Pizza Tower is a movement shooter.
fast games, but in a market where it seems like literally every indie shooter wants to be some super fast movement shooter type thing, making a slow and methodical
know why
shooter
he
would
said
honestly make your game stand out more. A game that focuses on pacing. Not every game has to be quick. Also of
Who
note,
is saying?
a game that focuses
Devices,
on
man.
pacing.
I
Not
really
every
feel like
game
this
has
is
to
just.
be quick.
I feel like this has to be a self-report of you just not knowing enough about indie shooter games, and you're just like you're focusing on all the hyper-popular ones.
Also, wouldn't Metro Exodus be considered a slow-paced first-person shooter?
Is that
Single-player
indie?
Which
No,
one's
single
the
player.
Metroid?
Sorry,
Oh,
he didn't say it had to be an indie shooter. I don't think.
I feel like he's talking about
fair.
indie shooters primarily in this
He
section.
he deliberately said indie shooters in
Oh,
this
okay.
section.
Well, I guess then Metro
I
Exodus.
think we were.
Well,
I
Metro-
think we were talking about some small, like just in general.
Well, Metro Exodus would count, I think. Probably.
I have not played Exodus, so I would not know.
also of note, speed can mean a few different things. There is just
I-
the movement
We're
speed.
fucking at the end of the video. He's clarifying his definitions now. This should have been the fucking start. What kind of La La Lulu kangaroo court are we living in?
What?
What are you doing?
Calling it. He's gonna hit us with the. What do you guys
What are
think?
you on about?
I hope he hits us with the "What do you guys think?"
What are you on about?
I hope he says.
You know
I hope
what?
he says it's the feeling of speed. I hope he says it.
Fuck it, my scripts are awesome. I don't care anymore.
Why would you not open up with this?
Fish, we should have never covered you. I'm so sorry.
Imposter
Why would you
syndrome.
not
Be
open
gone.
up?
Compared to this, your video is S tier. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. I appreciate that.
that
Just,
focuses on
thank you very
pacing.
much
Not
for
every-
reassuring that
Can
we
you
are
imagine-
indeed somewhat
Could you
more
imagine
capable
like,
of doing videos
a
than
video
people
where
who
I
are-
complain about just like non-rant, like something that nobody knows? Like, yeah, you know these Willimamoos, you know these fucking Willimamoos, guys.
These
I hate these Willimamoos. These Willimamoos, they fucking suck.
Sounds a little low
Get these
key.
Willimamoos out of here. And it is a 14-minute video of me talking about how terrible Willimamoos are. And in the last minute of the video, I say, yeah, Willimamoos are actually like just cotton candy. I hate cotton candy.
Good video.
It was...
See that?
You just talk about like the history of Willamoos for like 3 years.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Simply?
Nothing. Just
Okay.
this guy's script is awful.
It's really bad.
Or a game that focuses on pacing. Not every
It's a fucking
game
Willamoose
has to be quick.
synthesizer.
Wait, can we place our guesses for what speed is?
Speed.
I'm going with the way
time.
it feels. I'm going with the way the
I-
game feels. That's where my
I
guess is.
Yeah, it's all vibes.
Well, he
It's all
said it
vibes.
can mean different things.
I'm gonna fast.
No, what he's gonna say is it can be
What is
pacing
that?
or it can be time to kill. But for me, I think it's more of a feeling you get. That's what he's gonna say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's because that says nothing.
Yeah, and we're on a roll. We might as well keep saying that.
Yeah, that's a good
What he's
guess.
gonna say.
Also
calling
of
it.
note, speed can mean a few different things. There is just the movement speed, how fast the player moves through the level. Again, this is kind of irrelevant because the size of the level is built around the movement speed of the player.
Uh-huh.
This whole video is irrelevant.
So speed can mean this, but it doesn't matter if it does.
It absolutely matters.
You know what matters?
Yeah.
Vibes.
Vibes.
He's
Vibes.
He's
gonna
gonna say
matter.
vibes. He's gonna say vibes.
I'm
He's
so
gonna say
ready. I'm
vibes.
so ready.
He just said like the
Yeah.
illusion of movement. Watch.
The level. Again, this is kind of irrelevant because the size of the level is built around the movement speed of the player. There is the appearance of speed. Movement speed contributes to this, but it also ties into art, animation, and design. There are a lot of...
He picked a game where I genuinely can't tell how fast the players move.
Yeah.
There's no
I think that's
indication.
the example. I think that's the example. He's like saying it's very poorly a bad example of the illusion of speed.
You didn't say that though.
I think that's the thing he's trying to make though. That's
Oh.
the point.
Okay.
art, animation, and design. There are a lot of effects and mechanics you can implement to make the game appear faster, while not actually affecting much in terms of actual pacing. Then there is the pacing of the game.
Wait, no.
No, that's a bad example. That's a bad example. That's a bad example.
Then there is the pacing of the game, in addition to all that. This is something that can be influenced by things such as player speed and mechanics.
What? What?
You already said player speed.
You have said
Yeah.
you literally said it could be movement speed, but that's irrelevant.
But that's irrelevant.
It can be the appearance, which doesn't affect the pacing. It can be the pacing, which is affected by the movement speed. This is like one of those
Which
fucking
was irrelevant.
which was irrelevant. So
This
what?
is a 10-second like thing.
It doesn't matter because the only thing that matters is vibes.
Ooh, I wonder.
Such as player speed and mechanics. There is the pacing within encounters, between encounters.
That's what
or-
I would consider pacing. You know, like how fast fights go and like the duration of fights and like when you're into your next fight in the downtime. I do not know what he's talking about when he says the mechanics involved is pacing. The fuck does that mean?
Nothing.
This should be at the beginning of the video and be like very specific, but
Actually,
that's not what we're doing here.
encounters for a whole level and pacing of the whole game between all the levels. This is, of course, the most important aspect when we talk about speed. A game can be fast-paced within encounters, but it paces those encounters out over a distance. With all that said, my bit of unsolicited advice is as follows.
Idiots
If
is
you
bad,
want to
guys.
stand out, do something different. If everyone is going left, go right.
No.
That's not
No.
how that works.
No. Shut the fuck up. That's horrible advice. Your advice is
Maybe that's the-
garbage.
Maybe that's the advice you followed while making this video. Everyone else is making
Hey
logical
guys,
points.
if
so
everyone
just
else is
make
making a battle
illogical
royale
points.
game and making billions of dollars off of that, don't do that.
Oh
Make
my.
something.
Make
the
something.
complete opposite.
Just do something different for the sake of it. Fuck it. You know.
Just be a contrarian.
Everyone's eating food. You eat rocks. Don't listen to them.
You know what I'm surprised about? Now it just hit me. This video was made for video game developers, not for players, because he's talking about making video games now, and he's giving advice to the devs.
Guys, everyone
How kind of him.
Guys, everyone pisses in toilets, but I think we should be pissing on each other instead because that's different.
No, in the sink.
right now.
No. The
That's
sink
what
is
I've
too
been
close
saying
to
for
a
years.
toilet. The sink is like the.
If everyone is
sink is-
going right, you should go left, motherfuckers, when they drive off a cliff.
Everyone's going right. You should go left, and you just die.
He's going over that cliff.
He's going off that. He's going over that cliff.
If you want to
Also, for the record, the pacing answer, being like pacing's the most important, that's basically vibes because he didn't define what pacing was. It just said like
No.
it's
The speed, or like he did not give an example.
it's the time of how long things happen between the levels, how long things happen, which can vary wildly depending on like the player themselves and how they interact with things.
Not to mention just the type of game in general or what you're doing. Like there's so many factors at play there. That is just
And it literally doesn't matter because we should just be doing what the opposite of what everyone else is doing.
Yes.
Counters out over a distance. With all that said, my bit of unsolicited advice is as follows. If you want to stand out, do something different. If everyone is going left, go right. When it seems like there's a massive push for super high octane, ultra speed, advanced movement mechanics, try slowing down the game to a more methodical pace. There's probably much more of a market in that than you think. Subscribe!
No.
If the entire market is fast-paced games, maybe you should try not doing what the market says. There's probably a market for that.
I just can't. Look, I don't mean to pull this card because it's like the meme, right? I bet this guy likes The Last Jedi.
Oh,
because if everyone's going left, go right. Every single one, it's just like do the thing that's different arbitrarily. Do something no one's expecting arbitrarily. Don't put any thought into it. Yeah, just fuck around and just do what everyone doesn't want you to do. Just be a rebel. That always works. It works every time. Just like this time and this time and this time, all those times. I fucking hate this shit. It's awful.
I bet he's watching porn for relationship advice.
Oh my gosh.
In his defense, it's not terrible advice. If you want to stand out, which is what he said.
I don't know. It is bad advice
because
he just said if you want to stand out, stand out. That's what he said.
Well, yes,
he didn't say
anyone know that.
Yeah, that's not advice. That's just fucking.
But there's a time and a place to stand out. Like when Daisy became a thing, it was different from everything else. You know what I mean? And then you had a bunch of clones of it. It's kind of same with Fortnite, more or less.
And then they went ahead and the creator of Daisy climbed Mount Everest twice instead of finishing his fucking game. So.
But it's not bad advice. You just have to be at the right time in the right place and be different in the right way, Yeah,
but you're expanding on it a lot more than he did. Of just like, if everybody's doing this and you want to stand out, then stand out.
Yeah,
right.
Like people who
it's not like identify what makes this good and then do something that makes it better or like does something drastically different. It's just do the complete opposite.
Just for the sake of it.
Guys, I don't know how I didn't realize this. This is a video by Shredded Nerd.
What is this?
I put it in the chat.
Oh, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
We might have to. I didn't know this existed. We might have to.
I didn't even know he. Well, now the fact that he knows TF2 even exists just makes this video so much worse.
Well, it would be bad regardless because he didn't do research. But this does not help.
Oh Jesus!
Chad, he made for context. He made a video titled "The Problem with Team Fortress 2's Weapon System," which is.
In the first 2 seconds, he's using the quickie bomb launcher, so I've already kind of invalidated any opinion.
I like the quickie bomb launcher. What the fuck?
He's using it to set traps.
Oh, never mind then.
I was waiting for fish. I was like, hey, fish loves that thing.
He's not using it to like snipe people. He is not using it to spam. He is using it to set traps.
Hold on 1 second. Let me throw.
I mean, it can do that. I guess it's just like.
I need to.
That's like the most boring way to use the quickie launcher, I guess.
So, in a previous video, I mentioned about how TF2's create a...
Your voices.
Hold on.
So, in a previous video, I made a statement about how TF2's crate economy works. I wanted to get this current...
It's not using the...
Oh, wait, a little closer to that
he
one.
pulls to it.
Stuff happens. There were some disagreements with what I said.
There's a trap set up.
The issue with trying to summarize things briefly to keep video length down. You get crates, which you can unlock with a key that costs $2.50. You get a randomized item out of said crate which carries real monetary value. It's worse in TF2 because the items can provide a gameplay benefit. They give you unique abilities.
No, they can't.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Not the ones you unbox from a fucking crate.
Well, no, if you get a random range weapon, it is better than... It's different from stock.
No, that doesn't write the fact that has. But I think to steal, man, this is what he's saying that he said in his last video, but he's gonna correct himself. I think.
No, so Alan, for reference, he's saying that like you the weapons you unbox through crates give you a benefit, but that's not true.
He's saying it's pay to win. You unbox the weapon that you get.
Yeah,
now,
if you
I
didn't
get what
already
you're trying
have
to
the
say.
weapon.
You can't. No, but
no,
the
but
weapons,
he's
sorry.
Yeah.
The
But he's saying that weapon that you unbox is fundamentally better in every shape and form than just a weapon that like you would never have access to. Like you can't. That's the only way you can get weapons, is what he's saying.
Which is wrong.
It just is not true.
Yeah.
But I think he's saying that's what he said in his last video.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
give you
this looks
unique
like a
abilities.
flashback.
You'll open crates in vain hope, praying to Gaben that you'll get the item. They tied weapons that.
Wait, what?
alter
There was like a disclaimer at the bottom. What was that?
Yes, in TF2
It was like-
because the items can provide a gameplay benefit. They give you unique abilities. You'll open crates.
You can also earn some weapons items through achievements and contracts. This isn't true. Does he not know the drop system exists?
Already have all. No, and while more experienced players likely already have all weapons.
The system
This
can,
is-
no, but he's ignoring the drop system, which is how newer players get weapons.
No, but this system
Yeah.
can still lead to newer players buying crates and going to the Manco store, which
But
is a
it's
valid
not.
criticism. If you're stupid and you go to the store, like we talked about a couple streams
I
back,
guess you could say that in that aspect, the Manco store is predatory, which I don't disagree with.
Yeah, I don't disagree
I
with
don't
that.
disagree
But
with it.
he has not acknowledged that the drop system
But
exists.
he's saying that's like the only way to get it.
Yeah, he
I-
hasn't acknowledged the
I-
way where most people get the weapons in this game.
yeah, if you
I
knew
got
nothing
weapons
about
for drops
TF2,
way before I decided to spend a fucking $1 on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you know nothing about TF2, you wouldn't know about the drop system from what he's presenting. Yeah.
But even if you play the game and you get drops. Like, it
No,
has-
I know,
Yeah,
but I'm saying
pretty
if a
fast,
viewer
yeah.
has never played
Oh
TF2,
yeah, then yes, you're
how
right.
he's presenting it is
But
like,
then-
oh, well, they're incentivizing people to spend money on it.
But the issue I have with that is like you boot up the game, you don't play the game. Your first thing you do is you buy a weapon in the game that you've never played before.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you even know it's
I would
supposed to be
like
good?
to purchase weapons in this
Like
game.
that's like you've never played the game before, but your first reaction to that is to just
I will
buy a
spend
weapon.
money.
before
I
playing
download
anything.
League of Legends. The first thing I do before queuing is
Buy
buy a
skin.
skin for a random
Yeah.
character.
It will become
That's-
my primary asset. I will win.
Yes, in TF2 because the items can provide a gameplay benefit. They give you unique abilities. You'll open crates in vain hope, praying to Gaben that you'll get the item. They tied weapons that alter gameplay to this system. You can pay for things that affect gameplay. Now, people took issue with this description of TF2's crates.
Probably
Jeez, I
because
wonder
of the
why.
song.
Summarize the
That is definitely a trap setup for the record. I was a little bit
Yeah.
merciful for
Yeah.
the other one. That's ugh.
That is a trap setup.
Also someone's trying to kick the IRS. And I
Good.
think we
description of
F1.
TF2's crate
Based
system.
man lover
I'll
69.
summarize the objections as the following.
Can we talk how he's got a custom?
man
He has a
loves it.
custom. He has a custom HUD, but he doesn't have auto reload on.
Weird.
Nor does he have quick swap, which is even weirder.
His crate system. I'll summarize
He likes
the
to take his
objections.
game slow.
Yeah, that's he's
Yeah.
consistent. He likes to keep
Slow
his
and
game slow.
methodical.
Took issue with this description of TF2's crate system. I'll summarize the objections as the following. The stock weapons are all competent on the battlefield. TF2 weapons can be unlocked every hour or so simply
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
playing the
Mhm.
game. It's
Yeah.
basically playtime. You don't have
Yeah.
to just sit in an idle lobby. Items can be obtained through achievements. You can
Yeah.
find all of the
Why
You
did he
said
pull
that.
up the fucking awful PNGs that
Yeah.
whatever. He
But-
has big citrus syndrome.
weapons very easily on trading sites such
Yep.
as scrap.tf. The
Not
weapons
wrong.
are worth barely anything. You can buy them for a fairly low price, quite easily less than $1 if you know what you're doing. The weapons unlocked through crates are unusual.
Yep.
They
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that if you know what you're doing, you can buy all the weapons for less than $1.
Yeah.
Unless you count like
Track your-
free skins or something.
Yeah, well.
stats. You don't get regular weapons from crates. If you don't get the
Except for the old
items through
ones.
trading, you can buy them through the Manco store. or
Who the fuck said that?
He's saying not worth it though. Let's clarify. Let's
It's
clarify that's not
really
worth it.
Microtransactions help Valve fund the free content for their games.
Who said that?
Yeah, nobody said that. Nobody said that, bro. Nobody.
That is
said
not
that.
the case
Hey,
for
Matt-
Valve.
No, he's talking. No. He's talking about his comment section.
No,
That's
no,
what the
I-
comments apparently said.
No, I know, but I would that one is particularly unbelievable if someone said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Content for their games. Paid map packs from before were an issue and split up the player
I
base.
mean, these are his viewers we're talking about, guys.
You might have a point.
We need to lower the bar a little.
You might have
You
a
know
point.
what? Fair enough.
You might have a point.
Steam Wallet money isn't worth real money.
It is.
Money isn't worth money.
What?
Money isn't worth money.
Money isn't
It
worth
is.
money.
Like,
What?
money isn't worth money, guys.
So to start with, I do get
Fun
frustrated
things are
when I
not
get
fun.
things wrong. Reveille is not played for fallen soldiers. Doom did not use affine texture mapping. These hexagonal drums from the 80s were connected to a synth. They did not play a sample, and they totally do not sound bad, okay? I don't think I was in...
What?
You couldn't have you couldn't say these errors without like talking about how like he had to dunk on the people who disagreed with him and the way the drum sounded. Like, why did he have to do that? You know? Like, you were just wrong about something.
Sample, and they totally do not sound bad, okay? I don't think I was entirely wrong, but rather outdated. I was working on, admittedly, quite old knowledge of the game.
You are wrong.
That is so
Yeah.
old knowledge, though.
You are
That is
wrong.
like excessive. Have you like you would have to never have played the game before to have that knowledge is the issue.
You were
Like, you would
and it doesn't even matter. Working on outdated
would-
knowledge still makes you wrong.
Like you would
Yeah.
have to have played the game legitimately like before 2009 to have that information or knowledge like in working memory to do that.
If you make a video talking about like the Sydney Sleeper and you say, "Oh, hey, it still has the explosive headshot on Girardi thing,"
No,
That's
it's even
what makes
worse
you
than
wrong.
that. It's even worse than that because he's saying like, yo, the Sydney Sleeper's kind of bullshit. Because if you collect the Darwin's Danger Shield and the Bushwhacker, sniper just becomes immune to headshots.
Yeah, he was
Because that is how outdated the information he's going off
Yeah,
of.
like-
Because that's what the drop system was introduced in 2009 with the Man Economy update.
yeah, like
That's how long ago it was.
engineer is such a bad class. Like, he can't even move his buildings after he places them.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
From around 2012 to 2013. I do admit that what I said can
That's
sit...
even wrong, even in that time
That's
period. That's
yeah,
even wrong,
it's-
even
it
in that
still
time period.
applies there.
12.
yeah, that's around when I
2013.
started playing
do
TF2,
admit-
and hey, guess what? I got my weapons through the drops.
Yep,
Shouldn't you save this? Like, this is a 17-minute video.
you are 100%
Yeah, we
should
correct.
just
do this.
We should.
I would like to point out there was one thing that he failed to mention when saying how to get weapons, but you can get like a trial period of a weapon for free,
That's true.
like, for a week,
Oh
like
shit!
for
you're
whatever.
right. Fuck.
Which
I forgot about that, honestly.
It's a shitty system, kind of, because it doesn't incentivize people to buy the weapon through the Manco store. But like, it does work if you just need something and you're curious about it for newer players.
Yeah, like you can just keep doing that over and over again, which is annoying, but
Yeah.
you can do it.
yeah.
Chat next week, okay? I promise
Yeah,
you. Next week.
week.
Next week we'll finish it. Because that wasn't a good start. So yeah, what do you guys think of Shredded Nerd?
He's
Listen,
awful.
What a fucking
bad.
moron.
We should take him and we should put him in a paper shredder and we should shred him up. So Shredded Shredder, that's his name.
take Shredded Nerd and push him somewhere else.
We should take Shredded Nerd and push him off the cliff. Wow.
I think that
No,
that Shredded Nerd should go right instead of left. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think he should just do research before yapping about a topic he wants to make a video about.
But even if
I
all
think that would be very useful.
but even if
just
all of
make
his
a
evidence was
movie.
correct, his like workings would be wrong. You know?
I have a game theory though. No, I have a game theory. What if he's doing those kind of videos on purpose? Like he's trying his best to act like a complete imbecile just to get a reaction out of people. Like he doesn't care about the like dislike ratio. He doesn't give a flying crap
I feel
about
like
that. He
if
just
you
cares
were
about the
to do
views.
that, though, you wouldn't immediately say I was wrong and then list a bunch of reasons why you were wrong in the past, like just at
But
all.
You can clearly see that in the next video he's still wrong. He's like making a clarification video that you know the main
Yeah,
point of
but
that is to get
they
even
wouldn't
more views
care.
out of his dumbness.
I guess.
I don't
I
know.
don't care what his reasoning is. He's a fucking moron.
It's pretty bad.
Everybody,
Maybe he
grab
has
your
good video.
pitchfork, grab your torch. We're going to his house now.
Yeah,
We're going to raise it up, as they say.
we're gonna look. We are going to continue the Shredded Nerd coverage next week. As much as I have a headache. And I'm glad that that Tim Allen stopped me before diving deeper down the Shredded Nerd rabbit hole. Yeah. I appreciate this. This is a good podcast, though. I'm glad that we are the Chad Wojaks and he is the Soy Jack. That's all wonderful. hopefully,
Let's talk about some.
for the record,
let's
That's
talk
what
about
it's
some
all
real
about.
for the record, chat. Hopefully, we will have Zesty and also the What here, as well as everyone else on this pod, if they would like to be there.
It's another orgy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We need to have one of these pods where not like 9 people are in call. I think that could only lead to good things, and it can only lead to good things.
No pausing, just let it play out too.
Anyways, all that aside, yeah, we are going to see you guys next week for continuation of the Shredded Nerd coverage. I'll see you guys all then. Bye bye.
Bye bye.